this is a dumb sport to even be a fan of. I just want to talk about football and hang out with Jim Harbaugh.
Yeah.
I don't want to root for anything. Now, I liked it when memes. I should do the memes thing and just delete everything. Sounds better. And I also don't like when Max is like sitting in like he's kind of talking down to us a little bit, which he has every right to do.
Very much.
Hank always talks down to us, but we expect it.
Max is like trying to snap us into reality.
Yeah. And it hurts.
Well, you guys are trying to get to a winning place. You're sounding like losers.
On today's Part of My Take, week 2 of the NFL, we're going to talk about every game. We're going to do fastest 2 minutes, some shockers. We had the Ravens start 0-2, the Bengals start 0-2. We're going to talk Sunday Night Football. We just finished watching the whole game, so that will be at the end of everything we talk about. We're going to do Who's Back of the Week. It's a Football Monday, and it's brought to you by our friends at DraftKings. TD, Tutty, taking it to the house, in for 6, whatever you call a touchdown. One thing's for sure, touchdowns matter more at DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NFL. On the ground, in the air, from the special teams or defense. We don't care how they score them. We want to bet on touchdowns, and DraftKings Sportsbook is the #1 place to bet touchdowns. Ready to place your first NFL bet? Try betting on something simple like a player to score a touchdown. Go to the DraftKings Sportsbook app. Make your bet today. You ready to do Max, give us a touchdown score on Monday night.
Jahan Dotson.
Oh,
First
Jahan
touchdown as an
Dotson.
Eagle.
No chance.
All right, so if you're ready to do a touchdown dance of your own, go to DraftKings right now. New customers bet $5, get $250 in bonus bets instantly, and get 1 month of NFL Plus Premium. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app. Use code TAKE. That's code TAKE for new customers to get $250 in bonus bets when you bet just $5 and get 1 month of NFL Plus Premium only on DraftKings. The crown is yours. Okay, let's go. Welcome to Part of My Take, presented by DraftKings. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use code TAKE. That's code TAKE for new customers to get $250 in bonus bets when you bet just $5 and get 1 month of NFL Plus Premium only on DraftKings. The crown is yours. Today is Monday, September 16th, week 2. Whap, 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 whap.
Tick, rumbling, stumbling, bumbling.
Whap.
Some spread.
We start in Dallas, where there was little border control at the goal line for Alvin Kamara Harris as he scored 4 times on Sunday. Derek Carty D had a wet-ass pussy, and when I say pussy, I'm talking about his throwing game as the Saints put that whop on Bodak Prescott to the tune of 44 points. Hey, Tej, you heard this one? You hear about this
What's
one?
That, Boom? Tell me about it, Boom.
They call him Jersey Mike McCarthy because Jerry is going to need a sub as a head coach sooner than later.
He's not on a roll, Boom.
Saints go marching 44, Cowboys 19. What?
Up north, where Sam Darnold and the Minnesota Vikings put the kiss of death on Kyle Shanahan, Justin Thomas Jefferson had so much free room on his 97-yard cutback touchdown, it was like the Louisiana Purchase. George Skittle said, "Taste the rainbow, bitch," after scoring a touchdown, leaving Harrison Butker Smith to shake his head in disgust. The Vikings win, and the Vikings are 2-0.
Huh?
The Vikings?
With Sam Darnold? With Sam Darnold?
Vikings are 2-0. Vikings, 23. The Niners, 17.
In Baltimore, where the Raiders were down in the fourth quarter when Gardner Minshew said, "Go, go, Bauer Rangers," as he hooked up with Brock Bowers in Las Vegas, morphed into an explosive offense. Daniel Carl Sun Tzu said, "The supreme art of war is to subdue the enemy without them realizing you're a real football team." Lamar Jackson had a chance at the end with a whoop and a whoop and a whoop and a fumble, and the Ravens fall to 0-2. The Raiders 26, Ravens 23.
We go up to Raljohn, Maryland, as an opening kickoff left the Giants with no kicker to work with. Brian Daboll looked like his brain was in outer space, emerging as the worst challenger since former Washington commander Ronald Reagan's administration.
Too soon, Boom.
O-rings.
That's the sound the rocket made. Austin Siebert and Ernie said 7. 7 is the number of the day, as the new Washington kicker accounted for all 21 points of offense. Malik, it's a beautiful day in the neighbor's hood, took his sweater and his shoes off and got comfortable in the secondary. But Brian from Family Guy Robinson had that dog in him, leaving the Giants linebackers feeling very Haiti. Commies 21, Giants 18.
And we go to Nashville to our correspondent Memes, who did not delete everything off his phone. Memes.
We go to Nashville, where it was a wonderful day in Mr. Aaron Rodgers' neighborhood. Calvin Cambridge Ridley found a pair of touchdowns and said, "Make me like Mike," while Tony Polaroid Picture was an outcast in the second half. Will Levis Favre tried to take advantage with the Johnson being out, but Will McDonald said, "I'll take a number 3. Sacks, that is.
Ooh.
Bray Lynn Allen was getting there. When you masturbate, think about my legs going back and forth and running into the end zone. Jets 24, Titans 17.
Thank you, Memes. And then we head to New England. The keeper of the lighthouse, Henry Lockwood, was on scene.
Former keeper of the lighthouse, Boom.
Yes, and he didn't keep anything.
Today, the keeper of the lighthouse was Malcolm Butler, who was there to keep the light and lead the Patriots, celebrating the 10-year anniversary of the greatest play in Super Bowl history. Geno Jaden Smith said, "Yeah, I went 33 for 44 with 327 yards and a tutty to DK Metcalf."
Breaking booze.
But can we talk about the political and economic state of the world right now? Ramondre Lance Stevenson blew through the Seahawks defense into the end zone for 6 to tie the game up in regulation. Mike Myers was asked to kick 3 field goals and said, "Yeah, baby," including the game winner in overtime. Patriots 20, Seattle Super Seahawks 23.
Thanks, Hank.
Good job, Hank.
No problem, Boom.
To the stadium formerly known as Burrowhead, where a big man got in on the scoring as Wanya Fanta Morris caught a touchdown from Patrick Mahomes to take an early second-half lead. The Bengals used a blue shell, finding Andre Yoshiva, Yoshi for short, for his second touchdown of the game. But it wouldn't be a Chiefs game if the Zebras didn't get involved, as a late DPI led to Taylor Swift's favorite player, Harrison. I like big buckers, and I cannot lie, as the Chiefs win a thriller, 26-25. It's kind of ironic that she loves Harrison Butker, and I'm not going to say it.
It's very ironic, Boom. You're absolutely right.
Out west to Denver, where Tebow Knicks mania has yet to set in as a rookie quarterback continued to struggle in his daddy Sean Payton's offense. J.D. Vance Joseph couldn't stop the Steelers, as Darnell Furtado Washington was a man-eater after he cooked his defender for a score. There's no lunch shaming in Colorado, as the Broncos used will to make sure their number wasn't 0. Steelers 13, the Broncos 6.
Jaguars 13. We kind of nailed that one, T.
That was good. The harmony sounded good, Boom.
Yeah. All right. Week 2, fastest 2 minutes, presented by our good friends at Chevy. There's a reason we've never done a Mount Rushmore pickup trucks, and that's because, for pardon my take, there's only one pickup truck, the Chevy Silverado. Why is that? Silverado is a partner you can depend on. We've all spent time driving and using the Silverado for all kinds of, pardon my take, jobs, adventures, other shenanigans. We drove one when we were out on Grit Week. It is awesome. And this year, Silverado was out west with us, like I said, for Grit Week. So Silverado brings the grit to you. Legendary grit paired with modern truck tech, inside and out. Massive screens, up to 8 cameras with 14 different views to help make driving, towing, and parking all easier. So head on over to Chevy.com to build your own Silverado or Silverado HD and check out all the current offers on Silverado. Discover a world of strength and capability all behind the wheel of our favorite truck, the Chevy Silverado. Okay, week 2 in the books. Let's talk some games, PFT. We had a 10-game slate to start the day, and
Too many
was
games.
Crazy.
Too many games at once. Every week, I don't know if this is going to continue through the regular season, but at least through the first 2 weeks, at some point, I get lost in football.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm just spinning through a vortex.
Yeah.
And I get the games. I start making like a melange of games. You ever have like dreams where you combine 7 different things that happened between like your work, personal life? I'm out there and I'm thinking like Baker Mayfield is getting sacked by Josh Allen Hines from the Jaguars at some point. I'm like, what's going on here? I can't straighten it out. I need to get better.
We're basically watch these games and we're the Tasmanian Devil, and there's just a cloud of dust, and then the witching hour ends. We're like, wait, what just happened? And actually, we'll start with this game because this is the perfect encapsulation of what we're talking about. So I'd say the theme of this week was we had some pretty big upsets, and Raiders 26, Ravens 23 was the biggest in terms of point spread, and it also was the biggest in terms of, as we were watching all the games, the Ravens were up 10 with like 13 minutes left, and we all thought, oh, that game's over. And then we looked up and said, wait, the Raiders are about to win this game, and now the Raiders are 1-1, and the Ravens are 0-2.
Yeah, Max Crosby happened. And then Brock Bowers got unlocked this week.
That's what I was going to say. The Raiders, I think, are the number one team where I don't think they're good, but they have really good players because Gardner Minshew was under attack all day, but he then also reminded himself that he has Devontae Adams and Brock Bowers, who are both very, very good. And they won a game that I think we all thought was over. And now the Ravens are sitting here 0-2, and you're like, what the fuck's going on with them? And they have Dallas, Buffalo, and Cincy coming up next 3 weeks.
Are we sure that the Ravens are good?
They might not be. They're also
now they did have a shitload of penalties.
Again,
the offensive line is not good for the Ravens right now.
10 penalties for 109 yards. Again, they were undisciplined. Again, they played sloppy. And I do think the Ravens are always good for 1 or 2 of these games a year where they look like they're about to win a game, and then you look up and you say, what just happened? But it's significant because it's 0-2, and this is the first time the Ravens have started 0-2 since 2015, which is a long time. And now you're wondering, like, what? I'll read those games again. Dallas versus Buffalo at Cincy.
Yeah, it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough.
It might have to be my pinky team.
I think that they're probably a good pinky team to have because you know that they're going to be in contention. You're going to be
them or the
up
Rams.
against the Lamar fans. It's going to be you versus Stavros. It's going to be you versus Jimmy's Seafood. There's going to be a lot of no love lost in any of those matchups.
Shout out the Raiders, though.
Shout out the Raiders.
Tough win.
I like that we called the Alexander Madison baby bump.
Yep.
We told you about that. He's been holding a baby all week. So that's better actually than when you, like, a coach tells you walk around holding a football all week so you don't fumble. If you're holding a baby, you got 3 points of contact. You're not dropping that thing.
Yes.
You can't hold a baby like a loaf of bread. So Madison got in.
I'm also happy for Antonio Pierce because after the worst punt ever last week, I think everyone had the same thought of, are we sure he's head coach material? And then to have this win on the road, 8.5-point underdogs, down 10 with 12 minutes left, that's impressive. The Raiders are back to being a salty dog. Also of note, this is the first time since 1980 that for everyone who does Survivor leagues, that the biggest favorite in week 1 and the biggest favorite in week 2 both lost.
Yeah, it's crazy. I got eliminated this week.
Yeah,
I had
Bengals last
Ravens,
week against the Patriots, and then the Ravens this week against the Raiders. So everyone's bracket is busted.
Yeah, it's bad. It was bad for me. I'm in Matt Jones' Survivor League right now, and I think like half the pool got eliminated in week 2.
Yeah, someone's going to win in week 5.
It's okay, but here's the thing: is there are too many leagues that I'm in.
Yeah.
When it comes to fantasy football, first touchdown score, other fantasy football, Survivor. There's just too many different ways that you have to compete about watching football.
Yes.
And I can't win them all.
Yeah.
I'm lucky if I win one.
And it's good to have this one just off the books.
Yeah, so I don't even have to worry about it. That's one less text that I have to send on Thursdays every year.
Exactly. So, I'm in agreement with you. It does feel like the Survivor League is, you don't pay attention to your Survivor League picks until like week 7. That's when you have to actually start thinking about it. I know that there will be some people who are like, hey, I mapped this whole thing out the whole time and I'm really smart about it. Well, that's not us.
No.
we think about it right before kickoff on Thursday night.
Yep.
And then say, oh, who's the biggest spread? Okay, let's use them. And if you did that, you would have been out double.
I think that 2 years in a row, not this year, because obviously I just got bounced this year, but the prior 2 years, I was eliminated by week 5 for not submitting a pick.
Yeah.
So that's just, it's honestly good that I got eliminated this early.
Yeah.
I'm happy with that. But yeah, the credit to the Raiders. I'm told that Antonio Pierce does have an analytics guy.
Oh.
That tells him what to do. And Antonio Pierce just said, no, I'm going to go with my gut in week 1.
It was Deuce Gruden.
It was not Deuce Gruden. That'd be a great analytics guy. Just like pick up heavier stuff. We're converting everything to kilograms.
Yeah. I have a question for you, PFT. Derrick Henry. So he started very slow.
Yep.
He was good in the second half.
Yep.
But is that an issue for the Ravens in the fact that if you have Derrick Henry, the only way that you can effectively use Derrick Henry is that you have to keep running Derrick Henry. So you can have moments where you're like, hey, this isn't working, but we have to go through the wall and keep running him in order to get the effective Derrick Henry. And he's clearly not the same as he was, 3 or 4 years ago. No running back is.
He does look better in the Ravens outfit, though.
He does.
Those colors look awesome on Derrick Henry.
He also had a nasty, nasty old school Derrick Henry stiff arm that rocked. But are you too beholden to Derrick Henry when you know that the only way to use him correctly is you just have to keep going even if it's not working?
See, I think that's exactly why they got him. Because
Right.
the knock against the Ravens last year in the playoffs was they abandoned the run. So by having Derrick Henry on your team, it's almost
gotta keep going.
forcing you, like, hey, remember, you have to keep running the football because if you don't, there's no use in having Derrick Henry on your team.
I was just thinking about it because and I think the Ravens are going to end up being a playoff team. That's why I kind of don't want them to make my pinky team. Just a reminder, my pinky team is a team that has Super Bowl aspirations, starts 0-2. I say I'll cut off the tip of my pinky if they win the Super Bowl. I'm contrary to popular belief. I think people think that I'm trying to do it to pick a team that I still think can win the Super Bowl. I'm doing it because I think this team cannot win the Super Bowl. And I think the Ravens could still win the Super Bowl. So that's why, like, being true to myself, I can't really pick them. But I was thinking about it just
Some people would call you a coward for that.
No, because the whole thing started with
Yeah.
crossing a team off and saying they cannot win the Super Bowl. If I why would I pick them if I still think they can win the Super Bowl?
You won't.
Right.
You won't do it.
I see what's happening here. I'm gonna go back to the Derrick Henry talk.
You're not going to do it.
I was thinking about it because the Titans their identity was Derrick Henry.
Yeah.
The Ravens have more guys than the Titans did.
Yeah.
So is there this is just a dumb
I know-
thought.
no,
I might be wrong.
I know what you're saying because they have to spread the ball around. They can't rely on just being like Derrick Henry focused offense.
Right.
Because they've got Lamar Jackson, who's also great at running the football.
Zay Flowers
They've
is
got
very
Zay
good.
Flowers, Isaiah Likely, and Mark Andrews.
Yep.
They've got good players on offense, and their offense has been good not having to just run the ball down your throat the entire time. Like, they do more interesting stuff with their running game than the Titans did, which was Titans would just, here, Derrick Henry, you take it. Tractorcito season.
Yeah, and he wasn't the problem today because, like I said, he did play well in the second half and got it going. It was just a thought.
Yeah, no, I don't think it's a terrible thought to have. I think that the Ravens they've got a lot of issues, but I wouldn't look too heavily into Derrick Henry being a deep problem with the team just yet.
Yeah.
But he might not be the same Derrick Henry that we've seen in the past.
Yeah.
I think that's fair to say.
It just sucks when he starts slow, and it's like I think he had like 7 carries for 4 yards to start the game, but that's kind of how it goes with him.
I have a question for you, Big Cat.
Yeah.
Is Justin Tucker washed?
Yes.
He is.
Washed compared to peak Justin Tucker 100%.
Yes, he's no longer Justin Tucker.
He's no longer, hey, we have a 50-yard field goal. We're going to make it because we have Justin Tucker.
Yeah, he got outkicked today.
Yeah.
This is actually a Tucker Carlson game.
There are also like 2 or 3 kickers that you could say off the top of your head that are better than him.
Harrison Butker.
Aubrey from the Cowboys is better.
Yep.
McPherson might be. I don't know.
He missed an extra point today.
He did.
But yeah. I know what you're saying. Justin Tucker, he used to be automatic. This is crazy to say. This is an insane statement to make. He used to be automatic from 60 and in.
Yeah. It was
was
never a problem. Never a problem for him. Yeah, and he did miss. What did he miss? A 50-yarder?
Yeah, I think it was another bomb today. So don't get me wrong. I would love to have Justin Tucker. Well, actually, no, I wouldn't. My kicker didn't miss a field goal today.
Yeah.
Couldn't be me.
That's the thing that sucks for Justin Tucker is that we just compare him to old Justin Tucker.
Yeah.
So it's not that he sucks. He's still a very good kicker. We expect him to make every single kick no matter what.
Yeah.
And now he's missed a few 50-yarders Like, oh, well, he's kind of washed.
Yeah, he's still great.
Better than 90% of the kickers.
This might be a Harbaugh problem. Harbaugh maybe hasn't realized that. If he just uses Justin Tucker like a regular kicker, then he's going to be one of the best kickers in the league.
Yeah. By the way, we still don't have a team that's lost to 2 Harbaugh brothers back-to-back.
That is true.
According to our research.
And John Harbaugh is now 1-1 against brothers this year.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Okay. Bucs Lions. Bucs 20, Lions 16. That was my gutsy win of the week by the Bucs. Gutsy win. Because that was a Baker Mayfield win. They had a ton of injuries on defensive secondary. They had Vita Vea went out halfway through the game. They got offensive line issues. They just found a way to win that game. And we'll talk about the Lions in a sec, but I want to give props to Baker, who I just love watching and rooting for. He got sacked 3 times in the first quarter by Aiden Hutchinson.
Yeah.
Most guys would be like, fuck this, I'm out. And he was just big play after big play. That QB draw for the go-ahead touchdown. It was the second team since 1970 to win despite being outgained by 200-plus yards and having a -5 sack differential. I don't know how many times that's happened, but that on paper, that's a bad game if you get outgained by 200 and you have a -5 sack differential.
It's very hard to win those games without the other team straight up giving you those games. And the Lions did make a couple mistakes, but the Bucs, you're right about Baker. Like when he runs with the football, we forget that Baker's sneaky elusive.
Yes.
Like not only is he tough, not only is he going to put his head down and try to run you over, but Baker in the open field, he will make a guy miss every time.
Yeah.
And he's so fun to watch. The way I think it's because he carries the ball with almost a straight arm down at his legs.
Right.
As he's juking you out. Like a lot of other players will tuck it up and run, but he's got the ball dangling out there too. Like he's almost distracting you with it. Gives you the dead leg, steps around you. And the Bucs, you called it the gutsy win of the week?
Yeah, the gutsy win of the week.
I think this might be Todd Bowles' signature win.
He won a playoff game.
He won a playoff
game.
But I'm going to give Todd Bowles his signature win this week.
Okay, signature win.
This is a signature win for Todd Bowles. We've all been waiting for one.
It was like they shouldn't have won that game. And if you just look at the box score and the Lions were able to move the ball and then they just stalled in the red zone. I think they were 1 for 7 in the red zone.
Yeah.
And the big issue, there were 2 big issues for the Lions. Jared didn't play well, and Dan Campbell cost them
at the end of the first half.
I don't even know what was happening at the end of the game when they didn't take any shots to the end zone.
Yeah, that was weird too. That was very strange.
Dan Campbell, I love that I think he's so disgusted with himself that he can't say the word I. So after the game, he said in the press conference, I asked for improvement. I guess he said I there. I asked for improvement from last week. We did improve. Their coach cost them. Their head coach cost him this one.
I like that. He's making himself either a fan or a member of the media.
Yeah. It's like a disassociation of their head coach cost him this one.
I like that a lot.
Yeah.
I like that a lot. That's a really powerful way of taking accountability. That's way better than saying we.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. It's way better than saying we. And Dan Campbell did cost him the game. Like it was, he had multiple. He did a classic Dan Campbell where he ended up doing a fake punt out of the end zone that worked. But he also punted, I think with like 10, 13 minutes left from the 41, which was a little weird. I think it was a 4th and 7, but still, I don't know. Dan Campbell was kind of all over the place.
I think Dan Campbell is the league leader for the last 3 seasons of people saying if that doesn't work out, that's a fireable offense.
Yeah.
After it worked out.
Yeah.
Somehow it usually works out for Dan. But the end of the first half, they were in complete disarray. They were trying to get the field goal unit onto the field at the same time as the offense was running a play.
Yeah.
So I think they ended up having like 20 guys on the field.
25 men on the field.
25. That's slightly too many men on the field at any given time. And yeah, their coach really sold them short on that one.
Yeah.
So Dan Campbell, not a good job there.
Well, no, Dan Campbell's fine. It's their head coach.
Whoever their head coach happened to be.
Their head coach, fuck that up.
Yeah, but I guess you could say the Bucs have now beaten 2 outstanding teams.
Yeah.
I think I have the Bucs number 1 in my power rankings right now.
Yeah, there you go.
So that's good.
Commanders and the
Lions. And also, if you're a Lions fan, just remind yourself that last year you won week 1, and then you lost week 2.
That's a good reminder.
You lost to the Seahawks at home week 2 last year. So this has happened before, and your team turned out fine.
And you improved.
Yes.
Because Dan Campbell said you improved. It's just that their head coach did that.
Their head coach did it to them.
Their head coach screwed that one.
Yep.
And It also this is why you can't do the commercials, because then people were clowning on the Applebee's commercial after that first half, end of first half. As you just gave it to people, but that's their head coach.
That's their head coach.
That's not Dan Campbell.
That's their actor.
Yeah, that's their actor.
That's
coach,
their actor, who's different from their head coach.
who just plays a coach on TV.
Yeah, their actor did a great job.
Yeah. Okay. Next up, I had Saints Cowboys. Saints 44, Cowboys 19. PFT. Here's my question for you. If we were just going off of 2 weeks, are the Saints the best team in the NFL?
Yes.
They are.
Second best.
I think that they are the best team in the NFL if you go off 2 weeks.
I think that the entire NFC South is a lot better than we thought it was going to be.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. But the Saints are so their cumulative scores are 91-20. They have not had a second where they've been trailing in the first 2 games.
Yep.
Their defense is nasty. Derek Carr, 11-year bump, looks awesome. Alvin Kamara looks in like old school Alvin Kamara. He had 180 yards and 4 touchdowns.
And their offensive line looked really good today.
Yes, they kept him. So not only that, but Derek Carr, first 15 drives of the season, the Saints scored points. Now, they took him out of the game against the Panthers and they punted twice, but the next best was the 2000 Falcons started their season with 7 straight drives scoring points. 15 straight drives scoring points for the Saints. If you had to do a BCS poll, the Saints would be number 1.
Yeah, I mean, they have looked unstoppable. And it's not the Panthers that they're playing against. The Cowboys and their defensive line is supposed to be really, really good. We saw week 1 that they can play really well. And the big question was going to be for the offensive line. They held up really well today. And so if you add that into what they're doing with their offense with Rashid Shaheed and Alvin Kamara just getting open all the time.
Looking like old school
Alvin Kamara. It's tough to imagine a team that you would put ahead of them besides the Buccaneers.
Yeah. Hank, as a Cowboys fan, did you see the now I don't really believe it, but it was still funny to think it might be real. Someone tweeted out that a Cowboys fan, Jono Barnes tweeted out, a Cowboys fan just airdropped this to my entire section. If we don't fire Mike McCarthy, I'm beating the fuck out of everybody here. Don't think it's real, but it's still kind of funny. Just to imagine that a Cowboys fan, I mean, you're a Cowboys fan, that's kind of what you guys get angry about.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of gave up my fandom last year after the playoffs. We talked about it, but I think you got to have the conversation.
Yeah. Well, this was, in a weird way, spin zone for Cowboys fans. This felt like a playoff loss because usually when the Cowboys get to the playoffs, they have a game where Dak maybe like on paper isn't like the main problem, but their defense gets bullied. And if you watch the game, you're like, oh yeah, Dak, he didn't play so bad, but he also missed some guys and their offense stalled in the red zone.
Yeah, he didn't play bad. I'll agree with you, but there was one interception that he had that was like, that's what we were waiting for, that Prescott interception.
And their offense stalled in the red zone, which is exactly what happened last year. And then their defense, which was good last year, got bullied against the Packers. And so maybe now you just have this conversation right now about Mike McCarthy. But I guess Jerry Jones already settled this by just turning up the heat.
Yeah, he's like, he's all in. Jerry Jones is all in right now. He's not going to get rid of Mike McCarthy. He's settled in with Dak. He's settled in with CD. I feel like this is Jerry Jones just nesting. It's nesting for his imminent demise.
Yeah.
So he's just like, I want to keep the guys around me that I'm going to have for the rest of my life. We're going to get to know each other. We're going to be a family. So I don't know if Mike McCarthy is going to go anywhere unless they do something crazy this year. I've been thinking that he would for the last 2 seasons, but now I'm falling more into the camp of Jerry Jones. He just wants people that are going to be around.
Well, we talked about it in one of our preseason interviews with someone. Like Jerry Jones, the 90s Jerry Jones, we still think that's the guy. Jerry Jones is like too loyal to his coaches. He kept Jason Garrett for way too long.
Yeah.
So I think he's going to probably just keep Mike McCarthy for way too long.
Yeah, he probably. Well, some might argue he already has.
Yeah. That's true.
I have a fun fact. Did you know that Derek Carr's middle name is literally Dallas?
Oh, I didn't.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
I guess he grew up, his like parents and grandparents were Cowboys fans.
He's DDC?
He's DDC.
That's
what
badass.
And he looks cool. I think Derek Carr got cool this year.
Yeah, he came on PMT.
He scored a touchdown, did a Michael Jackson end zone celebration.
Yep.
He like grabbed his crotch, which I never would have imagined that Derek Carr would do.
Yeah, kids are watching.
Kids are watching at home, Derek. I hope you apologize for that. But yeah, he looks cool. He looks fun to watch. He's throwing the ball deep. He's taking what the defense gives him, but having Rashid Shaheed out there, when he uncorks one, it looks good.
Yeah.
It looks exciting.
And Rashid Shaheed is top team or top guy's name to say.
Great name to say.
Great name to say.
Now, Big Cat, I have a question for you.
Yeah.
Do you think that the Cowboys are frauds?
No, because who'd they play week 1? Browns?
They beat the Browns week 1.
No, I don't think they're frauds yet. I think they're to be determined because
Okay.
you have to have a good record and win games decisively to be certified. I don't think you can call anyone a fraud week 2. I think you need a little bit of a body of work. You need a month and a half where it's like, oh, we're 4-2 and the 4 wins were by 20 plus and the 2 losses were against good teams. Yeah, those are the fraud teams. So I don't think they're frauds yet. I don't know if they're good.
I think this loss today might be submitted as evidence down the line for them being frauds.
Yeah.
So I don't think we can call them frauds either, but I do think that this would be a big bulletin point if we reach that point where they're 4-2.
I'd agree with that. I'm happy for Saints fans because it does feel like they've been, since Drew Brees, kind of just going in circles. Every year you hear about them being in cap hell. They kind of run it back. Dennis Allen is the most forgettable coach in the NFL. But credit to him, he did hire Clint Kubiak, who's done a really good job through 2 games. But it feels like the Saints are a fun team. And like I said, their defense is playing nasty too. So it's not just their offense has been lights out. They've been both sides of the ball. So I'm happy for Saints fans.
It's cool to have an identity besides we're going to let Taysom Hill run through linebackers' faces.
Right.
And so that's a nice piece to have.
Right.
That's a great piece to have. But you don't want that to be your thing as an offense.
Yeah, your only thing.
Yeah.
And the thing that you have to hope works every single time. And then once a year when he gets hurt, you're like, well, this is going to suck.
Yeah, now what do we do?
Yeah. I mean, good for the Saints.
Yep.
Happy for the Saints. All right, you want to go to the next game?
Yeah, let's do it.
Commanders have won.
Commanders are 1-1.
Commanders 21, Giants 18. I told you at the end of the game, it was actually very mean what you did to the Giants because they had Graham Gano who got hurt on the opening kickoff. Mm-hmm. So the Giants didn't play with a kicker, which I love games when a kicker's injured because you just don't know what's going to happen. And then the Commanders basically went out and said, hey, you don't have a kicker. We're going to kick 7 field goals right in your face.
Right in your face. We got all the field goals on our side.
Yes.
7 field goals. Now, I will say the offense was pretty good today outside of what we did in the red zone, which was just take penalty after penalty until it backed us up a little bit. Then we couldn't actually score a touchdown. I'd like to see touchdowns, but in a weird way, I like winning a game like this because it's been so long since we've had a field goal kicker who's capable of making 3 field goals in a game. Much less 4, much less 5, 6, or 7 field goals in a game. So having a guy that is that competent is a really good thing for our team. And this is a crazy stat. This is actually insane. Austin Seibert, our kicker right now.
Okay.
He is our 5th kicker in the year 2024.
Your 5th kicker.
It's week 2.
Oh, yeah, because you got rid of Cade York.
We got rid of Cade York. And this I count that as a front office win for us.
Yes.
It's a front office win because we cut Cade York after 1 game, which we would never do in the past.
Right.
And we got a guy that can make 7 of 7. And I think we also saved on like whatever compensation we owed the Browns for making that trade because we cut him after 1 game as opposed to 2 games.
Right.
So the fact that we were competent enough to address a problem and then bring in a solution to that problem.
Yep.
That's what you want to see out of your front office.
Yeah.
So I have no problem with how the offense looked today. I thought we played pretty well. Brian Robinson, he's our first I think he's our first 100-yard running back in like a season and a half, which is also surprising to say.
Yeah.
But he looked good today. He looked really good.
Jaden Daniels looked like he was – because Dan Quinn said it in the middle of the week that they were going to try not to run him as much.
Yeah.
And it looked like he was doing a better job of like, hey, I'm not going to just run right away.
Yeah, and he got the ball downfield better than he did in week 1.
Yeah.
He looked good as a quarterback. I was very encouraged with how the offense moved the ball for the most part. Our defense still stinks, but that's fine. Our defense is probably going to stink.
Yeah.
And that's okay. We benefited very much from the Giants having to run 4th down plays whenever they cross midfield.
Well, it's funny you say it that way because they didn't have to do that. So Brian Dable's going to be under a lot of fire in New York this week because Graham Gano hurt his hamstring on the opening kickoff. He had a groin injury on Saturday.
Yeah.
So he was already like, hey, something's a little off. The Giants went into this game with 52 guys on the roster.
Could have gotten a kicker.
Could have gotten a kicker. They have a backup kicker they could have had, and they didn't, knowing that Graham Gano had a groin injury, and they went into this game being like, he'll be fine. Got hurt on the opening kickoff. Brian Dable, what the fuck are you doing?
That's not great. It's not great at all. I would also
Florio,
say,
by the way, was the one who was on this, obviously.
He
was all over. He's like, I guess they put Gunnar Olszewski on IR on Thursday, which made it go from 53 to 52.
So they could have brought up
a kicker.
Now, this is crazy, but there's another Michael Florio that covers the NFL.
Stolen valor.
His name is Michael B. Florio.
Oh, like Michael B. Jordan?
I think so.
That's kind of cool.
And memes, how has this guy not made your top Florios list? His name is literally Florio.
I think it's Michael F. Florio.
Michael F. Florio. Okay, so yeah, it is. It's like that version of the Michael B. Jordan. But yeah, memes, how come this guy hasn't even crossed your radar?
I've seen him on Twitter one time, and then I saw that same clip from Dan Patrick this weekend. That guy's very mad that Michael Florio is also named Michael Florio.
Yeah.
Wait, Michael F. Florio is mad that our Mike Florio is named Mike Florio?
No, our Mike Florio is that.
No. Big Cat's right.
Oh.
That other guy is also mad that Michael Florio is Michael Florio.
Well, fuck the fake Michael Florio. What gives you the right, dude? I would understand if our Mike Florio was mad about the other Mike Florio.
Yeah.
But the other Mike Florio being like, that's my name? No. That's not your name. Change your name, dude.
No, it does piss me off. I kind of agree with him. Like, Mike walks around calling himself PFT all the time.
Yeah. We got to stand up for our guy.
Yeah. No, I stand with Mike Florio.
Yeah. Not F.
In the Mike Florio versus Mike Florio debate.
Yeah, we do not stand with Mike F. Florio.
They should do a radio show together and call it Mike and Mike.
That would be fun.
Yeah, it'd be very fun.
Florio on Florio.
Florio on
memes,
Florio.
That's literally memes hell.
Yeah. His constant
Welcome
Florio
to hell.
popping out of the woodwork.
Florio interviewing Florio.
So Brian Daboll, yeah, he deserves a lot of blame for that. He also deserves a lot of blame. He might be the worst challenger coach.
Yeah.
He's a very bad challenger.
He does the what Belichick did a lot in his later days, the frustration challenge, where you're not really challenging anything other than you're upset with how the game's going.
You're challenging reality.
Yeah, you're challenging that you basically are a 7-year-old turning off the console.
You're throwing a
saying,
flag.
We're not playing this game anymore.
You're throwing a flag and you're saying, nuh-uh.
Yeah.
And it's yes, huh?
Restart.
It happened.
You're like, hey, let's restart. Ball up top. Let's restart. 0-0.
2 bad challenges by Daboll today. And Danny Jones didn't play he didn't play terrible.
No, he didn't.
I think we told you that on Friday, which is Daniel Jones typically plays better against the Commanders. And Malik Neighbors
is good.
Really good.
Yes.
So he did have that one drop at the end of the game that kind of cost you, but he's not the reason why he lost.
No, Malik Neighbors is good. And, I mean, if they had a kicker, they probably would have won this game.
Maybe.
I mean, they had to go for it on 4th down. They missed an extra point. They didn't get the 2-point conversions. So it felt like Brian Daboll cost his team the game here by not having a kicker.
He might have.
Yeah.
Did you see Jaden Daniels' handoff today, though?
Yeah, it was pretty sick.
He had the best handoff of the week.
It was pretty sick.
It was sick. He stopped, froze, turned around, looked like a dance move.
That's awesome.
He's so good at handing the ball off.
He is good at handing the ball.
And he's very good at playing quarterback, too.
Yeah. Max, you got anything to say? Did you watch the game?
No, I was flying back.
Oh, wedding Max.
But
another play.
Shane Daniels, that's a win.
That's a win.
That's a win.
1-1.
I love bragging about how good my quarterback is at handing the ball off.
Mm-hmm. It was a great handoff. You see, you just told on yourself because you said you didn't watch the game, so you didn't see the handoff. You have no idea it was the handoff.
I'm so happy for you.
His point is you didn't have to see it.
No, it was so sick though.
Yeah.
Pull it up. Watch the clip. Best handoff I've ever seen. It's so smooth.
I'm so happy for you to have a quarterback that's good at handing it off.
Yeah. So am I.
No, the best handoff ever was the one. I'll give you second best handoff. The best handoff ever was when, I guess it wasn't a handoff because when Jared Goff did the fake handoff, and got sacked. Or no, sorry, he handed the ball off and he did it so well that the defensive end sacked him, and they're like, "That's roughing."
I think
he doesn't have the ball right now.
I think it's hard to compare those two handoffs because one was he did such a great job of the play action, and this was just so cool.
No, but it wasn't play action. I was wrong. He did hand it off, and he didn't have the ball, and he did such a good job of pretending he had the ball that they sacked him and then called a roughing the passer.
Got it.
Yeah, that was one of the coolest handoffs ever.
Nobody's talking about this handoff.
It was so good.
Why, if it's this sick of a handoff, it shouldn't be this hard to find.
The all 22.
The gambling cave was talking about it.
Yeah.
Okay.
The all 22 is going to come out, and you're going to be like, "God damn!"
Who's the one who brought it up in the gambling?
PFT.
Okay.
He shouted
it.
That's true.
It was a great handoff.
I think how it went down is he shouted it, and then no one responded. Then he shouted it again.
Yep.
And then everyone's like, "Yeah."
Although, I guarantee out of all of the games in the 1:00 slate, everyone was watching Giants Commanders.
Oh,
We had eyes on it.
Yep.
great sarcasm there, Max. Great
Little
use of
eyes on it.
sarcasm.
That game must have
Go get on
rocked.
another plane, Max.
Yeah, have another wedding.
Yeah.
Mr. Popular
One
with all
more.
your friends.
I got one more of
Boeing
the
737 Max.
I got a bye week this week, and then I have the finale.
Finish strong. Rest up.
Yep.
All right.
You can watch the game.
But yeah, you won a game, PFT.
Won a game. It feels good to be 1-1.
Who do you have next week?
That's actually a great question that I should know the answer.
I
to.
know the answer. It's 0-2 Bengals, so that will.
Of course. Yeah, I'm going to that game.
Yeah.
I was so laser
Bengals
focused.
are going to be angry.
I was laser focused on this game. I wasn't looking ahead at all.
The Bengals are going to be angry.
Is that Monday night?
It's a Monday night game. I'm going to be in Cincinnati.
Yeah.
Get some chili.
Hank, you want to talk about your game?
Yeah.
Seahawks 23, Patriots 20. We almost had Hank almost all in.
Mm-hmm.
We were an overtime away from having Hank almost all in. That's how close we were. You wouldn't have been all in, but you would have been almost all in. And we were almost there.
If the Patriots had won, the Jets had lost, I would have been all the way all in.
All the way all in. So you were.
But alas.
that didn't happen. So now where do we stand?
Kind of the same as last week.
Yeah.
You're still almost all in.
I want to beat the Jets. We talked about
If
it
you
last
beat the
week.
Jets, will you be
We'll
all
be back
in?
to almost all in.
Back to almost all in. So you can't get all in by just beating the Jets.
No.
Okay. Got it.
You're almost all in.
It's an exciting team to watch. It's way more exciting than I was expecting.
Is it?
Yeah.
I think you should start Drake May.
Why?
Maybe not this week on a Thursday.
I thought Jacoby played really well.
Did he?
Yeah.
You did okay.
He was elusive. He was quick on his feet.
I got a stat
Made
for
some
you.
plays.
I got a stat for you. And listen,
You always have a stat.
I have a stat for you. Jacoby Brissett. Let me get his final stat line.
He was getting the offensive line was the problem.
Yeah,
is
no,
the
your offensive line is not good.
So why would you start a rookie QB with a bad offensive line?
So here's the thing with Jacoby Brissett is he's a good backup quarterback. I don't know if he's a starter. He doesn't really push the ball downfield, so to speak. Jacoby Brissett was 15 for 27, 149 yards, and a touchdown, no interception. He doesn't make mistakes. How many completions and for how many yards did he have to wide receivers, which are usually the guys quarterbacks throw it to?
Well, I know how many yards Hunter Henry had.
He had a lot.
So I'm going to go with 7 for 40.
Jacoby Brissett had 3 completions for 19 yards to wide receivers today. That's why I was saying start Drake. Again, not this week, but Jacoby Brissett is a really good backup. If you want, and your wide receivers aren't like out of this world good, but if you want to push the ball downfield and give your team chances like that,
You also
Drake
need
May.
time in the pocket.
True. Good point. Good counterpoint.
Thank
but
you.
3 for 19 yards is tough.
So some quarterbacks are they're meant to be backup quarterbacks, and that's Jacoby Brissett. He has a hard time flipping the switch over into starter mode because he's still playing like the way that he played today would be a perfect backup quarterback spot start game.
Yeah, like don't lose us the game.
Yeah.
He's a big don't lose us the game guy.
Yeah.
Which I guess if that's I guess it's a question of whether you go all in or not. If you go all in, it should be Drake May. That's my point. If it's tank, then Jacoby Brissett's perfect. That makes sense?
Yeah.
I think that's fair.
Hank, let me ask you this.
And I think it's still up in the air.
If at the start of the year you had been told you're going to be 1-1 through 2 games, would you take it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Would you have rather 0-2?
No.
Okay.
I would have rather 2-0
Yeah. Because you won the first one.
because we won the first one. They went for it on 4th and or they punted on 4th and 1. They were on like their own 40, 45 area in overtime. I feel like they should have just went for it and tried to win the game. That was stupid because then it's just all the other team has to do is kick a field goal. That would be my only note from the game.
What about Malcolm?
If you're gonna be in overtime, just go for the win.
Yeah.
How do you feel about Malcolm Butler being the next man to touch the bell after you?
I thought he did a great job. It's crazy. It's been 10 years.
Yeah.
Led the team onto the field. Picked a good game to do it too.
Yeah.
Hank, I actually want to give you credit. I think you're dealing with this Patriots season the correct way because you've never really been in this spot where it is a hard dance to do where you don't want to tank right away because then it's like, fuck, this sucks. We're tanking from game one. That's stupid.
Yeah, you want to have something to believe.
But you also don't want to go all in and then end up with 5 or 6 wins and not a good draft pick. So you're in that middle ground right now where you got to feel it out and figure out which way you want to go.
And I was expecting us to look like the Broncos or the Steelers where it's just ugly games, not a lot of points, not a
Steelers
lot
are 2-0.
happening. but they're just ugly games.
But they're 2-0.
They're 2-0. All right, Broncos maybe, Commanders maybe.
We're 1-1.
I know, but I'm saying the games are not fun to watch.
The Commanders' offense was good today.
You guys didn't score a touchdown. You kicked 1,000 field goals.
I'm trying so hard to find this handoff. It's literally
Can't find it?
There's nowhere.
Max,
on the
I
internet.
guarantee you, I am the only person online that cares about this.
Hank,
honestly, I'm going to get it for you on the all 22 and we'll watch it there.
Hey, can I tell you something that would maybe be fun?
Mm-hmm.
Your number 3 overall pick, Drake May. That would be fun.
I'm saying I've been having fun.
Oh.
I was expecting not fun.
Oh.
I've been entertained and had fun in both games.
Got it. Oh, that's good. Then that's all that matters. You're having fun?
That's really what you want.
Yeah. I mean, you almost won that game.
Yeah.
You should have won that game. There was a bad defensive pass interference call that I think Tyler Lockett even told whoever your defensive back is, like, that actually was not a penalty. Like, on the field, he said it to him. So you can just say the refs.
And they just had that one, brain fart on the DK Metcalf touchdown.
Yeah, he was wide open. And credit to that's not Pat the Patriot. It's one of the live action Patriots that stand in the end zone and shoot a gun when you score a touchdown.
Mm-hmm.
What are they? Are they the Minutemen?
I think so.
Okay, so one of the Minutemen, when DK scored his touchdown, DK almost ran up to him like he was going to use him for a prop, and the guy just turned around and was like, "I'm not even going to look at you."
Way to hold the
firm.
line.
Yeah, it was
Defend the wall.
Great discipline.
Defend the wall. Your defense is good. I mean, Christian Gonzalez is incredible. He did a very good job against DK Metcalf. I know DK had a big day, but a lot of it was not.
It was mostly just that one play.
And it wasn't against Christian Gonzalez.
Right.
I don't know. I for your sake, you should start Drake May. It's fun when you have a new toy.
Yeah.
And Jacoby Brissett, again, very nice guy. Like him. Want to have him on the show someday.
He was
really
getting
good backup quarterback.
Smoked. Our offensive line is so bad.
Yeah.
Like, he had no time. I know the wide receiver thing, but he also had no time to throw. If you throw in a rookie quarterback, the risk just goes through the roof.
He did have a really fucked up hand, too. Did you see that?
Yeah, they showed his arm at the end of the game. He had, I don't know if it was turf burns.
Yeah, he looked like
a flesh wound.
Yeah, it looked like the start of the zombie disease at This Is Us.
Yeah. By the way, we have an update on the handoff. Rashad White takes a handoff from Jaden Daniels and gets into the end zone for the 9-yard touchdown, 21-10 ASU with 45 seconds remaining in the third.
I don't think that's from this
2
year.
teams ago.
That might not be from this year.
I mean, I told you I was going deep trying to find this handoff.
It sounds like that was a great handoff, too. It sounds like there's a lot of tape on there, and scouts are buzzing about how good he is.
Oh, no. Jaden Daniels' handoff to A.J. Carter never seemed to be secured, and it's a lost fumble on ASU's first play at its own 13-yard line, so that's a bad start.
A.J. Carter wasn't ready for it.
That's from December 31st, 2019.
A.J. Carter has fumbleitis. Everybody knows that. You guys are going to – whatever. Listen, I said
it was a good handoff.
It was a great handoff. I'm not going to back down from that tape.
I said it was a good handoff.
It looked like he was doing a dance move. It was sick. I did – so there was a point in the afternoon games where I just, asked around the room, what do you guys think about Jaden Daniels? Because I feel like he's played well. I just need to have other people say it.
Yeah.
It might be some insecurity.
I thought he played well.
I thought he played well today.
Yeah.
And his chin strap was buckled.
I thought he played well. By the way, the Seahawks might be good.
I think they are. I mean, they're 2-0.
Yeah, they're 2-0. I guess the Broncos and Patriots maybe aren't the best test. They play the Dolphins.
The Patriots almost beat the Chiefs.
What?
Essentially.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
We should have beat the Chiefs.
You basically beat the Chiefs.
Well, the Ravens.
If you played the Chiefs in a 7-game series, that's going 7.
Maybe not. It might be 4-0 sweep. Patriots.
The Ravens almost beat the Chiefs, but then the Ravens lost to the Raiders.
Mm-hmm.
So did the Raiders almost beat the Chiefs?
Yeah.
So the Patriots and the Raiders are 2 of the best teams in the NFL.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, I mean, the Patriots beat the Bengals soundly, and the Bengals only lost by 2 to the Chiefs.
Mm-hmm.
That's huge.
I know.
That's huge.
Right, so you're not thinking Yoffs yet?
No.
Okay, smart.
What did you think about Jerry O'Connell's video? I love that he's back in his Bing Bong voice. Did you see the video?
I did see it.
Okay, let's play it for the people. I'm going to find it. Or you want to pull it up, Max? You pull it up. What did you think?
I saw that he did it. I didn't watch it.
Oh, you didn't? Why not? So to set the scene for anyone who's listening on the podcast, Jerry's out what looks like some kind of hike with 4 dogs, shirtless.
Great dogs.
And he's got the arm weights on, the 2.5-pound arm weights.
It's going to be something about
No.
blowing it I don't know what his obsession with me is.
No, he likes you.
Bang, Hanky, look at me. I'm outside. I'm doing my exercises. I'm not inside of a golf simulator. My beautiful dogs, all of them. You got yachts on the mind. You think your Pats are going to beat Seattle today? I don't think so. I'm taking Seattle plus the under. Because your team can't score. Bing bong. Get outside, Hanky. You blew it.
Then it cut off. I mean,
he's just talking shit. Just guys, it's just smack talk, eh?
But Jerry's actually the most. Half of this show is just an obsession with you. PFT and this desk has an obsession with you.
Yeah, I don't get. Just let me live.
Yeah. So I mean, he's falling in line with the obsession with you.
Did the under hit? No.
And the Seahawks also didn't cover.
I think it ended up going to 3 or it was 3 a kick, so he pushed. So 0-1-1 for Jerry.
I got him at 3.5.
Yeah. All right. Well, good job, Hank.
Thanks.
Just
existing. That's my first good job existing.
Yeah.
So thank you.
Do you want to quickly just talk about the Apple Cup real quick? I know we talk college football on Wednesdays.
Yeah.
I mean,
I didn't
was
sleep last
brutal.
night. And then I woke up this morning and saw the news that they lost.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So
rivalry game. It's always tough.
We when did you find out they lost?
I saw that they lost last night. I didn't see the play until today.
Yeah, so we texted you right away. I texted you the minute the play happened. I said, sorry, Hank. And PFT was like, he doesn't even know what we're sorry for. And
no, he said, I can't wait to see Hank's Google text or Google search to figure out why he's upset right now.
Yeah, why he needs to be upset.
Like, Hank, when you see that we're sorry for you, and you have to find out why, what does that Google search
look? What goes through your head?
I honestly didn't even. My phone was dead, and like by the time I turned it on, those messages got lost in the flood.
Got it.
So I didn't even see the apologies.
So you weren't. Your phone was dead. Were you not? Were you watching Kent State, Tennessee?
Nope.
Damn. Just living your life.
Just living my life.
And the Apple Cup. That's brutal. Because that one meant more.
Yeah, it did, and we were right there at the goal line at the end.
I know.
Because you can't chant Mountain West at Wazoo anymore.
Yeah.
You can't make fun of them for their non-conference.
Are you still confident in the coach?
Yeah.
And his name is what?
How do you think their quarterback played, Hank?
I don't know.
You got the coach's name.
I don't.
Jed?
Hoyer.
No. Jed Fish. Came from Arizona.
That's an easy one.
Yeah. You got that now. We're going to quiz you next week.
Okay.
It's tough. I know how much that Apple Cup meant to you.
I know. Like I said, it was seeing the play. I couldn't even bring myself to watch the play until today.
Yeah. And Tyler Van Dyke got hurt. That's brutal.
Have you watched the play?
I did.
You saw the play?
Yeah.
What happened on it?
Oh, they ran to the right and got stuffed.
Yep. He saw it. Confirmed he saw it.
Was there any pitch back or what kind of play was it?
It's a run play.
I don't think you watched the play.
You watched the play,
It's
right?
An option play?
You watched the play.
Option play.
Yeah.
Option play. Yep.
Yeah.
That is a run play.
I understand.
An option is a run.
It was so hard for you to watch it. You barely.
An option is a run.
Well,
yeah.
Big Cat, he probably watched it like through his fingers because he was almost like, I can't look. I'm so nervous.
He was essentially Roman Roy in Succession when the rocket blows up and he sees the rocket blow up and he just puts the phone back in his pocket and he just goes on about his day.
Yeah.
You saw that and you're just like, I can't deal with this right now.
Pretty much.
All right, before we get to some more games, quick word from our friends at Game Time. So football season is here. We can't wait to get out to some games this fall. With the help of Game Time, the official ticketing partner of Barstool Sports, I was in Madison on Saturday. I used Game Time. I used the Game Time Picks feature. Got great seats, 50-yard line. So you know how much we love Game Time. Now with their brand new Game Time Picks feature, they're making it even easier to get to a game. Max, you're going to the game tonight,
yep,
right?
Tonight.
All right, look it up. Look it up and see if anyone's looking to go to the game still in Philly tonight. Game Time Picks filters out the fluff to show you only incredible deals on great seats so you don't have to waste time searching through thousands of tickets. We're looking right now for this game tonight using the GT Picks. Ooh, looks like you can get some good seats, 50-yard line. What do we got? What's the best deal? All right, so we got end zone. I've actually sat in the end zone at the link. $147. Monday Night Football. That's all with Game Time. Just pull up your chosen event. That's actually a great seat because it's like the all-22. Just pull up your chosen event and turn on the GT Pick setting at the top of the screen, or browse the best local Game Time pick deals near you on your Game Time app homepage. What are you waiting for? We're going to maybe buy those seats. Someone who's in Philly, buy those seats on Game Time Picks. Download the Game Time app today. Use code PMT to easily score great deals with new Game Time Picks. What time is it? Game Time. We're also brought to you by our friends at Supercuts. Supercuts knows what you think. It's a quick, cheap haircut you can get almost anywhere. Well, you're right about quick, but Supercuts is not that cheap. It's not a bargain basement chop shop like some discount options out there. Supercuts just happens to have 2,000 reputable salons full of trained, proficient stylists who give great haircuts at reasonable prices. In fact, if I were to ask you to imagine a brand that was visited by nearly 25 million people last year with a satisfaction rating of 96%, what brand would come to mind? Would Supercuts? Probably not, but it should. Supercuts is super convenient. Their salons let you check in at a time that works for you at supercuts.com, or just walk right in. It's your hair. It's your call. Find a salon near you at supercuts.com. Supercuts, real smart hair. Where I'm going to go get my hair cut at Supercuts in a couple weeks. I'm due for a haircut, so Supercuts. Find a salon near you at supercuts.com. Supercuts, real smart hair. Okay, more games in the 10-game slate. Vikings 23, 49ers 17. Sam Darnold. Sam Darnold's back. Sam Darnold has arrived.
Sam Darnold is our Baker Mayfield of this year.
Yeah, it took him 7 years.
Yeah.
But he has finally arrived in the NFL. He's not one of the worst quarterbacks in the world, which he was with the Jets. He is now, dare I say, good.
Yeah.
He had a 97-yard touchdown pass to Justin Jefferson. Obviously,
bomb.
Justin Jefferson did some awesome work with the cutback there. QBs to never have a 97-yard or more touchdown pass in the NFL. This is from our friend Stathole, who has a great blog every Monday recapping all the stats. Patrick Mahomes. These are guys who have never had this that Sam Darnold now has. Patrick Mahomes, Peyton Manning, Eli Manning, Dan Marino, John Elway, Joe Montana, Aaron Rodgers, Troy Aikman. Pretty good group of quarterbacks, and they never did what Sam Darnold did today.
And it was incredible. It was a great pass.
It was.
And you can't help but root for Sam either.
Yeah.
I feel like he's one of those guys where, through no fault of his own,
right,
he's been just kind of like run through the dog shit. He was on those hyperdrive jets, right? When they were turning the offense to hyperdrive.
He was poisoned by Adam Gase.
Yeah. So you have to root for a guy like that to come back. And, he looked good today against his old team.
Yeah.
I was very happy to see it. The 49ers did not look great. Fred Warner, by the way, that guy, he is so fun to watch.
Yeah.
As fun of a linebacker.
That's a football player.
It's a football player. That guy plays football, and he does it very well. I wouldn't smash the panic button yet if I was the 49ers. But today, I thought about the panic button.
It's not – so Brock Purdy was under fire all day, it felt like. Brandon Ayuk has still not got going, which I guess I understand. And Christian McCaffrey is now – is he out for 4 weeks at least?
He's on the IR.
So not panic button, because I think the 49ers could play bad and still tread water for a month because they have so much talent.
Yeah.
But if you're you're expecting to go back to the Super Bowl, it hasn't been the greatest start with the fact that Christian McCaffrey is out for a while and the Vikings defense kind of ate you up a little bit. Yeah. Brian Flores, he's a good defensive coach, not a good head coach. Good defensive coach.
Yeah, they ate you up for sure. Christian McCaffrey being out week 1 didn't really seem to matter at all. But you think about how good the 49ers are and how many options they have, and you're like, oh, that won't be a problem not having Christian McCaffrey. But then all you're saying is that you're just going back to the pretty good 49ers that you had before Christian McCaffrey.
Right.
And then he just makes your offense look entirely different when he's on the field.
Right.
You can't play defense against the 49ers the same way at all when he's just there.
Right.
His presence makes a huge difference. Hank, what do you think about Christian McCaffrey? When do you think he's going to come back?
How long do people usually stay on the IR for?
It's 4 weeks is minimum.
And he just went on this week?
Yeah.
So probably no around week 6.
Okay. Yeah. You think he's definitely coming back?
Yeah, I don't see why he wouldn't.
Okay. You think he loves football?
Not like a Barry Sanders situation?
Yeah, he's from a football family, football guy through and through.
He is.
Yeah,
he is a football
family. Yep. Good point.
Brian Flores, this just popped in my head. I want to see how I can phrase this. Do you think there was a part of Brian Flores? Well, we know Brian Flores isn't the nicest guy, right? I think that's been established.
Correct.
Do you think a part of him was like, man, to his concussion means I can't say, see, I told you so with how bad Tua was playing before the concussion?
Yeah, he probably thought about that. He was definitely rooting against Tua.
Yeah, he probably was like telling people, see, I told you so, and then had to delete the text message after Tua got the concussion because obviously that was a horrific concussion.
He was probably upset. He was
playing horrible before the concussion.
Right.
Yeah.
So Brian Flores was like, damn, now I can't say, hey, I told to his close friends, he probably would say, hey, I told you so.
He was equally upset with the hit as he was with not being able to take victory laps about Tua.
Correct.
Yeah.
Because you know
that's actually what the Vikings have done a very good job. They've just completely sequestered him from Sam Darnold.
Yeah.
Like Brian Flores should not be allowed to even look at Sam Darnold.
Right. Because he'll just eat him alive.
Don't let him speak to a quarterback ever.
He probably mutters under his breath like, Sam Darnold, you're not worth shit, dude.
But I think that might be a mark of a great defensive coordinator.
Yeah.
If you hate quarterbacks that much,
True.
that you just will do anything to break them down.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's great. Just coach defense.
Yeah. This game also could have gone very differently if Jordan Mason hadn't fumbled. Was it Jordan Mason who fumbled?
I think Jordan Mason fumbled.
He fumbled at the goal line going in.
Yeah.
And that, like the 49ers, that's why the panic button would be stupid because you just had some plays not go your way, even though the Vikings deserved this win because their defense was very good. But like that fumble took all the momentum out of that game.
Yeah, how mad do you think fantasy owners are if they drafted Christian McCaffrey first overall?
Hank, what do you think?
Might be a class action lawsuit.
Yeah, very mad.
But
it's not like anything else is going on there, right, Hank?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Oh wait, maybe it was Brock Purdy who fumbled.
Brock Purdy did fumble, and I think Debo might have recovered it.
Oh, maybe the stat sheet's saying lost was only one from Brock Purdy, and Jordan Mason had a fumble as well. I don't know. Either way, they fumbled on the goal line.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Jets 24, Titans 17. Memes.
Congrats, memes.
Let's
1-0,
go.
1-1, baby.
All the apps still on your phone?
All the apps still on my phone. All TVs intact.
Yes. Let's go, memes. So, how we feeling?
Currently feeling great. Beginning of the game, I was in a dark place because it was one of those times a flat circle. The Patriots are good and the Jets suck.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because it looked like the Patriots were
gonna win.
I mean, it was 7-0.
Yeah.
Now, memes, you're a big TV setup guy, right?
Yes.
Like at your house, it's quite the setup. How many do you have?
Four in the one room, one in the other.
So, memes, you're also a big interactions, impressions guy on social media, correct?
Correct.
Have you thought about if the Jets lose a big game, sacrificing one of those TVs just to do numbers?
Could buy another one easily.
Just smash
You've done it
one.
many times.
Well, no, I was going to if the Titans scored a touchdown and got the 2-point conversion.
And
Which they would have gone for.
Were you going to film it?
Probably not. It would have just been a full kick.
Well, you got to film it. You got to have like a GoPro going.
Yeah, I'll set one up on the ceiling so it captures it. I
And
don't think I have time to take the phone out and then
Right.
it's just got to be all one motion.
Yeah. Have you thought about which TV you're going to sacrifice when it does happen?
The one all the way to the left.
Okay. That's the one. That's like the bastard child. You
Yep.
don't like that one.
Yeah.
Memes. How are you feeling about Nathaniel Hackett and Robert Salah?
First quarter, I wanted every single person fired.
Mm-hmm.
As the game progressed, I'm okay.
Because there's a chance Robert Salah is just not a good head coach, but he always had the excuse of Zach Wilson as his quarterback.
Yeah, there's a very good chance.
Because the Jets were kind of sloppy again. A lot of penalties. Just like, what was up with, there was multiple times where I feel like Aaron Rodgers, the play clock, they had to call timeouts.
I believe that was on Aaron Rodgers.
Okay.
He just forgot.
Forgot about time.
Yep.
Okay.
That'll happen when you're in a darkness retreat, yeah.
What do you think about my guy Braylon Allen? Badger.
Braylon Allen's a stud. Having him and Breece Hall in the same backfield is a problem.
Yeah, it is.
Do you want the craziest woe stat?
Yes.
It was such a woe stat that I actually had to call Jake and tell him the stat because I knew he'd appreciate it. I swear to God, I called him like an hour ago. Braylon Allen is the youngest player to score a touchdown in the NFL in almost 100 years, since 1930. 1930 was the last time there was someone as young as him. Braylon Allen today is 20 years old, 239 days. In 1930, Arnie Herber was 20 years old, 239 days. The exact same age.
Whoa.
They're both from Wisconsin. They both are Badgers. That was the last time someone as young as him scored a touchdown. To the day.
So they tied.
Yeah. Arnie Herber was a problem. I watched some of his he was actually like the first one to pass.
Was he really?
Yeah.
So was he quarterback or running back?
He was both.
Okay, so kind of like a dual threat guy.
Yeah, like a Justin Fields.
I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, Memes, Braylon Allen, he is very, very explosive. And this is why running backs should be allowed to enter the draft earlier, because you get guys like that are ready, and then they get to their second contract by the time they're, 24, 25 years old?
Yeah, I mean, he's young. He's always been young.
Then you can dip on a second contract. But, yeah, he's very fun to watch.
He was 17. Was that a woe for you?
That was a woe.
It's crazy.
Arnie Herber.
My mind is blown.
We might need you to make an Arnie Herber was a problem highlight reel.
What team did he play for?
He played for the Packers. So he had a crazy story. He played freshman for Wisconsin.
Yep.
Then went to Regis College in Denver, and Regis College disbanded their football team. And so he moved back. He's from Green Bay. He moved back to Green Bay and was working as like a janitor. And then they were just like, he's like, can I try out for the team? And then he was a problem.
And then he was a phenom.
And then he scored.
Yeah, look right there?
Yeah. He's running the ball. He's passing the ball. I saw one where he threw one of the worst passes ever, but it worked. Look at that.
Back foot.
He's actually known as like the predecessor to like the Sammy Ball, like the guys who started like really throwing the ball.
This is sick.
Yeah. Arnie Herber, problem. Look at him.
Look at that field. It's trash.
Bang, dime. Oh,
I love the
was
ref
that a milkman?
uniforms. Yeah,
it looked like a milkman.
The
got
ref
lost.
uniforms used to be newsboy caps and then pajamas.
That guy rules. And they're just all, look at that. That was a tight spiral.
Yeah, they were probably saying that's witchcraft. You can't pass the ball.
Arnie Herber, problem. So, yeah, that 20 years old, 239 days.
That's
Braylon Allen did the exact same thing today.
Yeah, I do like how Nathaniel Hackett is kind of figuring out all these guys they actually do have in their offense. Braylon Allen was this week. Next week they'll figure out Mike Williams.
Yep. Taking one week at a time.
1 week they'll figure out every single person they have on the team.
When is Garrett Wilson going to be figured out?
Thursday night.
Okay.
So Nathaniel Hackett is essentially renting an Airbnb, and like you get there, you check in at night, and then the next day you're like, oh, there's this room?
Yeah.
Oh shit, they got a back patio? Oh cool, we can just unlock everything here.
Yeah, one week at a time though.
Okay.
Can't expect too much.
Yeah, you can't put too much on his plate.
No.
GTL for Thursday. Guess that line.
Oh. Where's the game being played?
New York.
I'm going to say it's New York.
New Jersey.
In New Jersey, I'm going to say the New Jersey Jets minus 3.5.
I was going to say 4. What is it?
I'm going to guess 4.5.
I'm going to say 5.
We've covered it all. Max, do you want to go 5.5 or you want to go 2.5?
I'll go 2.5.
Oh, wow. Okay, we've got it all. I guess we didn't have 3. All right, do we have a line? Is anyone looking at it? Hank, when you say, should we do GTL, you should look up GTL. So then you can tell us the GTL.
My phone's dead.
Oh, again? Whoa, Jets minus 7.
7?
Ooh.
Our advanced stats say you got to hammer the Patriots.
Yeah, I'm going to hammer the Patriots.
Damn.
Wow. Damn.
Wow. It must have been Braylon Allen. He's only 20 years old, 239 days.
Maybe do they know Drake May's starting?
Oh.
Does Vegas know something?
Push the ball downfield.
Yeah.
Will Levis, we like.
Yep.
Will Levis needs to like maybe go to like a Mike Pence conversion therapy where they're like sacks are okay.
Well,
that'd be the opposite. Yeah, that'd be the opposite.
Be
But
like, no sacks.
taking a sack is okay.
No, still not Mike Pence.
He did the same thing, different because it wasn't a pick six, but it was a fumble where he was getting sacked and he just threw the ball backwards when they were going in on the 6-yard line.
Yeah.
It's okay to take a sack. Will Levis played better today, but it's okay to take a sack and not do – it's actually – Briscoe said he's kind of like Josh Allen, early Josh Allen, and there's a similarity in that just mash all the buttons and hope the play works.
That play was full Josh Allen. It was bad Josh Allen. I think Josh Allen did that exact same play when he was in the playoffs. Was it against the Texans? I believe it was. It was the same game where he threw the bomb downfield to the fullback.
Right.
Yeah, it was the exact same type of play where he was upside down and then threw the ball underhand to some guy that wasn't standing there.
Yes.
And one of the worst fumbles that you'll ever see. He is a little bit crazy.
Crazy.
I think you're going to get a lot of – he's crazy. When he throws the ball downfield, sometimes it looks really good coming out of his hands. He's got a strong arm.
Mm-hmm.
He can look good.
He can run.
But he needs to be just like 20% less crazy.
Yeah.
Maybe even 40% less crazy.
Because the Titans' defense is good.
Yeah.
They are. That's a good defense. And like that
And
was
he's got some
game
weapons too.
Yeah, they could have won.
Yeah.
Like the Titans are Titans are the number 1 0-2 team that could easily be 2-0.
Yeah, L'Jarius Sneed, pretty good at defense.
Yeah. Calvin Ridley.
Great catch.
Unbelievable catch.
Just dial back the crazy.
Just turn it down a little bit.
Yeah.
And just remind yourself that, hey, getting sacked is not the worst thing.
Was his offensive coordinator or his head coach that was like, hey, Will, what the fuck are you doing?
I think it was Brian Callahan.
Was that Brian Callahan?
Yeah. Who we like as well.
We like him too, yeah.
Titans are going to be – they're not going to make the playoffs, but I think they will be one of those spoiler teams, tough out teams. You've seen it through 2 weeks, but just turn down the crazy a little.
Yeah. Also, that's the complete correct reaction from your coach when you do something like that.
Oh, 100%.
You don't want
we all were thinking
You don't want to nurture that. You don't want to be like,
No.
that's okay, it'll be better next. No, you want to correct that problem immediately.
Yeah, you want to You want to basically they should do the I know it's kind of like a trope. It doesn't actually, I hope it doesn't still happen, but like you catch your kid smoking a cigarette, you make him smoke an entire pack of cigarettes.
Yeah.
They should just have him just keep getting sacked and throwing it backwards, being like, another fumble. Fuck you. What are you doing?
I was going to say, actually, the next time they catch him doing that, he should make him smoke a whole pack of cigarettes.
That too.
I think that would fix the problem. That's actually the best way to correct any behavior.
If he was just sitting on the sidelines, smoke, like what happened, Will? Why are you smoking this pack of cigarettes? Did another crazy
I turned the ball over.
Crazy play where I could have easily just taken a sack.
I actually think that would work.
Yeah. Yeah, he should do that.
Yeah, just make
or ban mayo from him.
Yeah.
If you take away the mayo, maybe he'll stop doing it.
That's cruel.
You just give it as a treat.
Yeah.
You're just like, hey, you can't have mayo this week unless you turn down the crazy.
Instead of those the things that go around your neck, the collars that prevent concussions, he should just wear an actual shot collar.
Yeah.
And so during the game, just buzz him.
Yeah, you buzz him when you need him to just go down for a sack.
Yeah, that is Mike Pence, yeah.
Yeah, there it is. We found it. Okay, next game, Packers 16, Colts 10. Malik Willis did it.
There should be a giant blinking sign that appears on this podcast that whenever I say this is my favorite game to bet of all time, that you should take the opposite of what I say. And we called it in real time, too.
Yeah, I mean, I like to pack. They were my mortal advisors.
I'm a giant square. I have 4 equal distance sides. I have 6 lines of symmetry, however many a square has. That's me. I'm square. When I told you I was going to bet this game heavier than any other game, that was the most obvious sign of all time that when it's reached me, when that level of confidence has reached me, you should do the exact opposite of what I say.
Here's the thing. You can't you weren't wrong in the fact that betting against Malik Willis is probably a good idea.
Yep.
It just overshadowed that, and I know that I'm in for a war. We're going to get to the Bears game. I'm in for a war next week with the Colts fans because the Bears play the Colts. But Anthony Richardson is just not that good at quarterbacking right now. Right now, he could get better. I know that there were also some drop passes, so I'll say that right up front. Like there were definitely drop passes for Anthony Richardson, but he had 2 very, very bad interceptions and missing guys. And the Packers, like I said on Friday, I thought they were going to just run the ball. They ran the ball 53 times. They basically were like, Malik, here's the game plan. We're going to have you throw it. I think he threw it 14 times. He's 12 for 14. We're going to play defense, and we're going to let Anthony Richardson make the mistakes, not you make the mistakes. And we give Matt LaFleur a lot of shit. I think he's a phenomenal coach, and that this game showed it. Like this was a coaching game where Matt LaFleur was like, I know that I got my hand behind my back with Malik Willis, but I have a path, and this is the path, and the Packers ran it to perfection.
Yeah, it was ugly for the Indianapolis defense, and their run defense stinks. This is 2 games.
That was part of why. Yeah,
because
I was like Josh
absolutely
Jacobs.
gashed.
Yeah.
And it was ugly.
And Josh Jacobs
could not
fumbled.
Stop anything. They did fumble
on the goal line.
They got a break on that one.
Yeah.
It was mostly about the Packers just owning the clock and then letting Anthony Richardson make the mistakes. He did not play well. Malik Willis played better than I thought that he would too.
Yeah.
I was surprised. So he obviously didn't win the game for the Packers, but he had over 100 yards passing for the first time in his career. So that's pretty impressive.
He ran the ball. The Packers had the ball for 40 minutes.
And the Packers have now won 12 straight home openers. That's the longest streak in the NFL. And the next longest going into this weekend, I'm not sure what it is now, but the next longest was 3 going into this weekend.
Yeah.
So now I guess that would be 13 straight home openers that the Packers have won.
Yeah.
So tough place to play no matter what time of year.
Yeah, and they looked, I mean, normally I'd be mad that the Packers won a game like this, but because I prepared myself and I was like, I think they're going to win this game because I think Matt LaFleur is going to do a really good job getting them ready. I was ready for it. And again, Anthony Richardson, I don't see it what other people see. Maybe, Hank, you're an Anthony Richardson guy.
Mm-hmm.
What do you see? And I know everyone's going to come after me and be like, Caleb Williams has not looked good through 2 games. I agree. We're going to get to that. The only difference is Caleb Williams was really good in college. Anthony Richardson wasn't. So that's where I'm like, I don't know where it came from. He's got a great PR team, Anthony Richardson.
The college game that I saw him in, he was the greatest player I've ever seen play in person.
Yeah. I know this
that's
all
all
setting
I've
up
seen.
for Anthony Richardson
That's what I've seen.
to ball out against the Bears.
Anthony Richardson also had some cool games last year before he got injured.
He's got, obviously, that arm doesn't grow on trees. So, I feel like I'm repeating myself. I apologize if I am. I understand drafting him as a project. It's just not there yet where he should be a favorite on the road.
I would say that Anthony Richardson highlights are up there with almost any other quarterback's highlights.
Yeah.
If you just watch his good plays.
And the low lights are tough.
Low lights are very, very bad.
Yeah. Okay, we had a quick technical issue. Hank just teleported over the couch. We also forgot where we were in our conversation.
Quick in the pocket.
Took a minute. Oh, Anthony Richardson, quick in the pocket.
No accuracy, though.
Yeah, I was explaining it to someone. His deep ball, if he could throw his medium deep ball and his short ball like his sometime deep ball,
yeah,
it would be sick.
If he could throw his short ball like his deep ball.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree, because his deep ball is awesome.
Yeah.
Except when he throws picks on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he's exciting to watch when he plays well, but right now he's got a lot of work to do.
Yeah, young quarterbacks shouldn't be judged by a few games. He's on his 5th game?
Yeah.
I'm just saying I don't see it right now.
Maybe it could be the offensive line's fault.
Could be.
Could be the defense fault.
Could be. The
rushing Indianapolis needs to figure out the run defense.
Yeah. I mean, I just walked away from this game being like, this is what I've known it forever. The Packers run a model organization. That's what they fucking do. They're annoying that way. They have a guy who, by all visuals, can't play quarterback in the NFL, and they bring him out there, and then he wins a game. That's what they do. That's what the Packers fucking do.
I think Hank gave him a nickname prematurely.
What do you say?
Tony Rich, a little too soon for that.
Tony Rich.
Today was not Tony Rich.
Also, shout out Josh Myers for puking on the ball and then still snapping it.
Yeah, that was a great part of the game. What did Malik say? Like, I didn't throw the ball because it had puke on it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
not a gamer.
And the ref, I guess, went up to Matt LaFleur after the game, was like, or maybe after the play, and said, hey, if that happens again, do you want us to stop the play? He's like, yeah, I'd appreciate that.
That'd be fun. Now, is it a flag if your center pukes on a defensive lineman?
I don't think so.
Because I would
Stink used to piss on people.
Yeah, I would train my offensive line to do that.
Yeah, it was that was quite a visual though, just puking directly on the ball and then snapping it. And yeah, then Malik Willis didn't throw the ball.
Yeah,
because he had puke on it.
Now next week we have a Malik Willis revenge game.
He's playing the Titans.
He's playing the Titans. So how do we handicap that? Because I feel like we got a good Malik game today. Are we going to bet on it to happen two games? I might just keep betting against Malik until I win.
I think
just double my bet every time.
I think he might be 3-1 against the spread. I'm pretty sure.
And the Titans have snatched 2 defeats from the jaws of victory.
Ooh,
yeah,
good line there, Hank.
Yeah, but everyone's down on the Titans. Maybe I'm just cashing at the right time.
Wait, so you're down on the Titans?
I think I might double my bets every week against Malik Willis until I hit one.
Got it. Okay. Yeah, I mean,
I feel like that's a good strategy.
It will happen eventually.
It has to.
Although Jordan Love, that was weird when he was questionable and then doubtful, but it was weird that he was even questionable for a minute.
Yeah, it was really strange.
Yeah.
So then Jordan Love could start, and then I'd feel like a real asshole.
Yeah, I was worried about that for you.
I don't think truth be told, Big Cat, you'll probably agree with this. I think that it's just the Packers. Just if somebody puts on a Packers uniform,
that's what I said.
Then they become good at quarterback.
It's bullshit.
There's some teams where you put on their uniform and you become a bad quarterback. We know several of them. And then there are some teams where it's just you fit in.
And it's they have a backup quarterback and they're like, hey, here's what we're going to do. We're going to draw up a perfect game plan.
Yeah.
This is how we can win the game and play to our strengths. And then they execute it. And then you walk away saying, how the fuck did they just do that? And everyone tweets you being like, Malik Willis has more wins or touchdown passes than Caleb Williams and shit like that.
Yeah, that's mean.
Yeah, that's bullshit.
And for a while, it was also true that he had more 100-yard passing games.
Yeah, but not anymore.
But not anymore.
Not anymore. Wow, you're feeling yourself with the handoff king.
Dude, he handed the fuck out
He's
of that
feeling
ball.
himself with the handoff king.
Jaden Daniels is good.
Guys didn't score a touchdown.
Browns.
Yeah, but guess what? We won, Hank. We scored 21 points. First team in NFL history to win a game when your opponent scores 3 touchdowns and you don't score a single touchdown.
Do false starts come back to the quarterback, or is that not related?
Depends.
It depends on what kind of false start, yeah.
Because they had like 27 in the red zone.
In the red zone, they did. Yeah, that's true. And we overcame them.
Yeah. All right, Browns, Jaguars.
Do you want to see him fail, Hank?
Well,
No.
I think you want to see Caleb Williams fail.
I want all of your teams to win.
I don't at
I
all.
want all of their teams to lose.
I want Caleb to
I've been nothing but nice about Jaden.
I want every team in
Caleb-
this room to win.
I want Caleb to be good.
I don't.
I was
I'm
rooting for
starting
Caleb
to feel that's not the case.
I was rooting for Caleb tonight.
Hank and I just wanted Jaden Daniels to score a touchdown for
Yeah,
for the
I bet
parlay.
that as well.
Yeah.
And they just
And there were
kept
so many
also-
times
yeah.
he was in great situations, and then I was following the
I think-
Gamecast on the plane.
I think I'm the second biggest Caleb fan in this room.
I don't think so. I don't think so.
Why?
I just don't think so. I think Hank.
I have on my
might be.
fantasy team.
Yeah, Hank probably is.
I like Caleb Williams.
I think if there's like a mouse in here, he might be.
I don't know what else to say. I'm
Critter,
I'm
creepy
rooting for the guy.
crawler on the ground. It's okay. He had a bad game. We're gonna get to it, but it's okay. I can feel the shift. I felt the shift there. I did.
You guys both want your quarterback to be better than the other, and that's
Of course.
That's
yeah, but
Yes.
I'm not rooting against Jaden Daniels. Like I have never said. You can find one bad thing I've ever said about Jaden Daniels.
I'm not
To
rooting.
be fair, I
against-
don't think PFT is the vibe. I understand the vibe,
The vibe shift. I'm talking about vibes,
but like
purely on vibes.
I think they're like
I think
both of your
purely on
vibes are
vibes.
shifting.
I think Big Cat's.
his vibe
Big Cat's-
shifted first.
Big Cat's on. You're on high alert,
No, I mean,
which is fine.
I said the Malik Willis thing, and then you're like, and also Malik Willis had more 100-yard passing games before Caleb Williams. That was you basically turned into a Twitter.
Well, at
responder.
this point in the podcast, I was also feeling salty about losing my bet so badly because it was a big bet, and so losing to Malik Willis.
Yeah.
Then I get mad about Malik Willis.
But I've been
beating-
gracious about it. I bet the Packers. I've been very gracious.
Yeah.
I've been very gracious. I just fucking hate the Packers, and I know when they're going to win. And that was such a Packers game.
I told you I wanted Caleb Williams to win how many? 9 Super Bowls,
Yeah.
and then Jaden just gets 3.
Yeah.
I feel like that's pretty gracious.
Yeah.
We're doing a gracious off.
Just saying the vibe shifted there. All right, Browns Jaguars. Let's talk about the Browns Jaguars. Browns defense is back. Trevor Lawrence had 16 yards in the first 35 minutes of the game, and they looked so bad.
Yeah, I've got a sad Jaguar stat for you, courtesy
Ooh.
of our good friend Uncle Chaps. He
Ooh.
sent this one over to me. You know how long it's been since Trevor has his last victory as a starter? It's 294 days. It's longer than the drought between his last college victory and his first NFL victory.
Oh, man.
So it's been a
He had
while.
Urban Meyer as his coach his first year.
Yeah, it's been a while for Trevor. The Browns didn't look bad today, and it seems like maybe having their starting tackles back makes a pretty big difference.
Yeah, they didn't look bad until they did look bad and tried to beat the Jaguars. They tried to out-Jaguar the Jaguars. They had the game in hand, and then they're like, let's see if we can fuck around and give this game to the Jaguars. There was that moment with 2 minutes left where they had a 3rd and 36, up 16-13. They ended up getting the safety, make it 18-13, but that was close. The Browns were close.
They were close. The Browns also passed the ball for some reason when they had the ball and they were up late. They could have essentially run out the clock, but then they decided that they were going to get cute with it and try to pass. Did not work for them. It was nice to see Jameis out on the field.
Yes.
I guess he's
QB sneak.
He's their designated quarterback sneaker.
Memes had the stat 1-0 in games that Jameis plays. That's pretty good graphic.
I think we've got a formula there.
That's pretty good graphic. So are the Browns good or the Jaguars bad?
I think Jags bad.
Yeah, I think the Jaguars are bad. I think the Browns defense can still be good against bad quarterbacks.
Yeah, Myles Garrett was making Trevor live in hell today.
Yeah, and Trevor Lawrence he ended up with 220 yards, but yeah, it was ugly for a very long time.
Yeah, it was very ugly.
It was a very ugly game, weird weather, and Deshaun Watson, that one graphic, oh man. Do we have that?
The latest allegation graphic
Yeah.
for Deshaun.
He literally has like working in a factory, 5 days since the last time he's had an allegation against him.
I have it right here. Deshaun Watson latest.
This was a graphic on the TV during
on the broadcast.
Yes.
Yeah, I said it's bad when they have a latest allegations graphic ready to go.
Yeah.
Latest allegations. Monday, accused of sexual assault in new lawsuit. This week, strongly denies allegation of 2020 incident. NFL reviewing under personal conduct policy. 2022 season, served 11-game ban for violating conduct policy, faces 3 active lawsuits alleging sexual misconduct, settled 23 claims in 2022, faced no criminal charges. That's a rough graphic for you to interrupt a football game with.
Yes.
Now, I heard that when they restructured his contract, they did something with being able to cut him for like moral issues.
Yeah, so this summer that report came out that they took the clause out where if he gets another suspension by the NFL, he can be cut and not have to pay him as much.
He's on a zero tolerance policy for committing sexual assault.
Yes.
Let that be a lesson.
It's finally enough is enough.
Yeah, after 22 allegations.
Is it 22? I thought it was more.
I forget how many.
I think it might be in the 30s.
Well, I don't know by the time this podcast comes out.
Yeah,
I think we learned our lesson last week. The Browns didn't look great. Their offense didn't look great. Jerome Ford looked okay at times, but they're not back where they were last year. They don't look like they did with Flacco.
No. It's just such a – you can't go with a different vibe than Joe Flacco to Deshaun Watson.
Bad vibe. It was also Deshaun Watson's birthday this weekend.
Oh.
Which the Browns pointed out they put out a post on Instagram and on Twitter. It seems mean because the admin knew exactly what was going to happen with the comment section. I don't know. Maybe that's in his contract. You have to wish me a birthday.
I could see him doing that.
I could see that too because there's no other reason for them to just subject themselves to the worst possible replies.
Yeah.
It's like, well, I guess they know it's going to do numbers.
They just stood out there and took it.
It's going to do interactions. Why didn't memes? Why isn't that part of our social?
Yeah, why didn't we wish him a happy birthday? We should start wishing Deshaun Watson. Please put that into the calendar.
Yeah, for next year.
Make sure you wish him a happy birthday on the Pardon My Take socials.
I think he has this blocked.
It doesn't matter.
Smart. Okay.
Yeah, that's fine. Still wish him a happy birthday.
It means we're getting too close to the truth.
Tell the truth. All right. Last game of the early slate, Chargers 26, Panthers 3. This is exactly what we expected to happen. It happened. Jim Harbaugh has completely changed the culture. Now, the Panthers are bad. Very, very bad. Worst team in the NFL. Jim Harbaugh has completely changed the culture of the Chargers to the point where Quentin Johnson is catching footballs.
Yeah, crazy, right?
But it actually is, and I know, so I think there's some new not new listeners, but also new just people to Jim, like my love affair with Jim Harbaugh, which has been a very long time. I had to have it kind of under wraps when he was the Michigan head coach just because I don't like Michigan. Now that he's back in the NFL, I'm going to be posting every single thing the guy does because I love him to death. But his backing of Quentin Johnson this summer, I feel like gave Quentin Johnson the confidence to be like, you know what? I can catch, and that is my job.
Yeah.
Let me go do it.
Yeah, you need somebody else to believe in you sometimes.
And that's what happened. He said it after. He's like, everyone just piles on the guy, and he's a good football player, and he's going to be a good football player for us. It's like Jim Harbaugh has changed the culture where Quentin Johnson is catching footballs.
And now Justin Herbert is accepting pregame dap-ups from Jim where he just beats the shit out of his shoulder pads and his back. The look that Harbaugh gave him after the first week where he's like, no, we're not hugging. This is what I do to quarterbacks before every game. And then week 2, it rolls around, and Herbert's ready.
He's ready.
He's ready for it.
He's ready to
contact now.
Yes.
Harbaugh has been so much fun to watch. Now, if you're a Panthers fan, I do have a stat that will make you feel better. I feel like we should give them a little bit of positive. Try to find something that Panthers fans can be like mildly okay about.
Yeah.
So this is the stat to make you feel better of the week if you're a Panthers fan. Bryce Young had 38% more passing yards in the first half than Trevor Lawrence had. So Bryce had 22 yards passing in the first half. Trevor Lawrence had 16 yards passing in the first half. So that's big.
Bryce Young did that little hop he did to try to get it over the lineman was so cute.
It was.
I feel bad for Bryce Young. I feel bad for Adam Thielen. They're a tough watch. They're a really, really tough watch.
Yeah, there's not a lot to look forward to about those games.
The Panthers didn't get a first down until their 5th drive of the game. And then when they got the first down, the very next play was a Bryce Young interception.
That's sad.
Yeah.
Now, is there something that Carolina Panthers fans could do to do like a reverse Major League to make their owner, David Tepper, move the team out of town? Like, can you tank property values in the stadium area? He's probably looking for a new stadium anyways, because that's what owners do when they get a team.
He's just getting restless. He's like, well, this toy isn't working.
Yeah,
get a new one.
It's not anything about how I'm running the team. It's just the walls that my team is forced to play in. That's what's making us bad. But if I was a Panthers fan, I would strongly consider trying to ask him move the team.
Yeah, this is bad. He said, asked about about his confidence. Bryce Young says his confidence is in the Lord. At least he's getting it from somewhere.
That's good.
Yeah, they're a tough watch, and that was
in God's hands.
It's in God's hands. That was the worst matchup for them because the Chargers are a man football team now. They ran the ball 44 times. Jim Harbaugh. The team is Jim Harbaugh's identity. He's so enwrapped in everything that he asked the equipment staff this week to give him Justin Herbert's shoes, whatever sneakers he wears, because there's not a gene in his body I wouldn't immediately trade for. Talking about Justin Herbert.
That's amazing.
That was his quote.
That's amazing. I love it. And I love that he's wearing his shoes now because it probably makes him feel like a quarterback too.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm a real ball player.
Yeah, I'm ready to go.
I'm ready to go. So he is keeping the team out east. We talked about this on Thursday.
Yep.
So they're staying in Charlotte this week.
Body clock.
He said, bring the board games for the trip. I looked into it. I found out the board game that they're bringing along. It's I think this was on The Athletic. It's called Chameleon. It can be played by anyone from 3 to 8 players. One player is secretly designated as the chameleon. A code word is also selected. The other players must figure out who the chameleon is before the chameleon figures out the code word. That sounds like a fun game.
Ooh.
So Harbaugh loves it.
Wolf.
Yeah, like werewolf.
Yeah, sounds a little bit like Secret Wolves, right?
Yeah, werewolf.
So they're going to just be playing Chameleon all week, which it should be fun. Just a little boys trip. And Harbaugh was like, I love it. It reminds me of just being back in training camp, doing this road trip. I get it for him, but also like training camp was like 3 weeks ago.
Yeah.
4 weeks ago.
But he misses it.
He misses training camp already.
He misses it so much.
He's a football guy.
Yeah.
Now, for Bryce Young, he set a record today. So he threw for 84 yards on 18 completions, which is record low for that many completions. The Panthers haven't led a game in 272 days. I guess 273 now. It's a long time without a lead. So I have a question for you, Big Cat.
Yeah.
Should the Panthers bench Bryce?
So why would you?
Because he's not very good.
But what's the point? Are you trying to win football games?
Well,
that's
the theory.
problem.
In theory.
But you would have if you're just this bad all year, you'd have the number 1 pick. Then you can draft a quarterback of your choosing.
Yeah.
I see what you're saying. I do think they would maybe fuck around and win a couple games with Andy Dalton. I guess the question is because it sucks for Bryce Young. I don't know if he ever would have been a good quarterback, but it doesn't feel like it's ever going to happen in Carolina. I feel like that part is kind of done because even if he plays the rest of this year, there's no way the Panthers are going to be good enough where they're like, we're going to keep him going forward, especially if they have the number 1 pick.
Okay, so Canales was brought in to fix Bryce Young.
Right.
Because he's obviously still a very young quarterback. They still probably hope that he can be good. So
you can't give up hope in year 2.
Yeah, so they hired a head coach to fix him. He's not playing well right now. Would he play better if he was benched right now and got to sit for a while and watch Andy Dalton? Would that improve the long-term prospects for Bryce
I don't know if it would. I don't know. I don't think anything would improve. Maybe. I guess you could try it.
Bryce Young,
but then Andy Dalton, then you come into the problem of Andy Dalton plays better. Everyone in the locker room's like, his guy's better.
Yeah.
You try to go back to Bryce Young, and everyone in the locker room's like, what the fuck are you guys doing? Like, we're putting our bodies on the line, and you just benched the better quarterback.
And then Bryce Young understands that the better quarterback is Andy Dalton, and then he feels weird about play. I mean, he probably feels weird about his play right now.
Yeah. I mean, it sucks. It's a bummer. I feel bad for him. It's a tough watch. He didn't complete a pass over 10 air yards, and he only attempted 2 of them over 10 air yards.
Yeah.
So he's just not even.
Was one of those a cute little jump?
It might have been. No, that was kind of a
sideways.
Yeah.
The sidelines. Yeah.
It's a tough watch. The last thing is I think you posted this as well, PFT, but the Harbaugh quote that we got to play for the people. Is so good. I'm gonna play it here. Let's see. I'm gonna find it. Let me get it. Ready for this?
Yep.
Guys who I love guys who like football. And guys who like football, they like me back, and I like them back. And even guys that don't like football, I mean, they try to avoid me because I'm always trying to get them to like football more.
One of the best quotes ever. I have a Roback question for you, PF.
Uh-huh.
Roback.com, RHOBACK.com, promo code TAKE, 20% off your first purchase, Q-Zips, polos, hoodies, joggers, shorts. Roback.com, promo code TAKE. Let me play it one more time, then I'm going to ask my question.
Okay.
I love guys who like football. And guys who like football, they like me back, and I like them back. And even guys that don't like football, I mean, they try to avoid me because I'm always trying to get them to like football more.
Without saying too much, I think we should remix this and make it our new intro.
Okay.
What do you think?
I'm in.
Yeah. I mean, it's the perfect quote. He literally made that quote for us.
I like guys.
He described our podcast.
One of my favorite parts about that quote is he said, I love guys who like football.
Yeah.
So you don't even have to love football for Jim Harbaugh to love you.
Right.
You just have to like football.
Right.
If you like football, then he loves you. And then later on in the quote, he almost says, even guys who don't like football, he was almost saying, like, I like those guys too. But then he stopped himself and he was like, well, no, they probably don't like me because I'm always trying to get them to love football.
Right, which is so applicable to all of our lives, where it's like people who don't like football, everyone's been in that social setting where it's like you find someone who doesn't like football,
yeah,
and you can get through maybe a few minutes of conversation, then just boom, like, wait, so you don't? What do you do on Sundays? You don't watch football?
Then what's your life?
Yeah, what do you do?
What do you care about? What do you love?
We might as well just be from different countries. I don't understand this.
I love guys who like football. There should be a dating app for just guys that like football.
Yeah. It's called Yahoo Fantasy Football.
I like that.
It's called DraftKings DFS, which how did we finish? Did I win? I don't think
I was close.
Yeah, how'd you finish?
Dead last.
Oh. That was a great setup.
I was close as fuck.
You were? Should we remix that and make it an intro? I think we should.
I'm already working on it.
Oh, hell yes,
good.
Max.
I like it.
Let's go. All right. So I'm excited about that. And he's our good friend. It really is. Like, it's so refreshing that I can just embrace and enjoy everything that Jim Harbaugh does again. Because it was like this when he was with the Niners. And then when he went to Michigan, I was like, well, I got to take a step back here because I got to play them and all that shit. And now we're back.
It's great. I would watch a Hard Knocks on just Jim Harbaugh.
Yeah.
Just Jim Harbaugh. Like a nature show.
Yeah.
Like a guy in a khaki outfit just following him around like he's a wildlife photographer.
Yeah.
Observing Jim and talking about all the things that Jim's doing.
Yeah. I did see a very funny a Michigan fan, it seemed like, online, basically trying to get it was very clear it was one of those people that only watches college football.
Yeah.
They're like, it took Jim Harbaugh 2 weeks to tie Urban Meyer's wins in the NFL. He was in the NFL for a while, and he won a lot of games before that.
Yeah, I like that, though. I love because usually it's all the other way around.
Yeah.
When it's like NFL guys parachuting into college football.
Right.
And then talking about those players, and then to see it come the other way. That's nice.
Yeah.
Listen, we all have
like that guy was watching the Chargers game, be like, wow, Jim Harbaugh's a pretty good NFL coach.
a lot of times these guys don't translate to the NFL, but Harbaugh does.
So, yeah, Panthers are the biggest bummer. And I don't know what the spread who are they playing next week? Oh, I think they're playing the Raiders. Whose line is it anyway?
Where is it?
Can you find it?
Yep.
It's in Las Vegas, I believe. The Panthers are going to get to a point, if they keep losing like this, where their spreads are going to get. They're going to be like college football spreads.
Can you imagine? Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to say Raiders -7.
I'm going to say Raiders -7.5.
One of you was correct.
Which one?
Big Cat.
7.
Okay.
All right, so it'll probably be 7.5. Let me see. I'm going to look up the Panthers' schedule real quick. Let's see where.
Let's find their win.
Not only find their win, but I want to see how outrageous these games are going to get.
A nice 5-5 split next week too.
Yeah,
I like that.
Bengals week 4 is going to be a pretty. That's going to be like a 10. So they play the Chiefs. Looks like after Thanksgiving. I mean, that's
mean.
That could be like a 17-point spread.
That's mean.
Yeah, they play the Eagles at the Eagles, Cowboys. Those could be creeping up 14, 17 points. And then you're going to be like, I have to bet them.
Oh, shit.
What?
I didn't realize we had a Tony Rich, Caleb Williams bowl next weekend.
Yeah.
Dude, that's what I've been saying. Hello?
I didn't realize that was all leading up to this.
Yes.
Now the feelings make more sense.
I was saying that I'm like it's going to be, no matter what, it's going to be hell for me for 4 hours because it's just going to be hell. It's going to be hell. Where have you been?
Sorry.
That was like a point of conversation.
Yeah. I didn't realize it was next week.
That was the entire point behind the Rich stuff. Yeah.
But I'm saying all this stuff knowing there's a chance that Anthony Richardson could beat Caleb Williams, and I will have to deactivate my Twitter. Yeah. All right, let's get to we'll do a couple ads, and then we'll get to the afternoon games and talk Sunday Night Football.
We'll get back to the games in a second. They're brought to you by Simply Safe. Have you ever felt a sense of unease when you leave your home, wondering if everything is going to be safe while you're away? I know I have, but it wasn't until recently. I had a neighbor that had a break-in, and I realized how much I really love my Simply Safe system. They've got Fast Protect monitoring. They've got Live Guard protection. Simply Safe agents can act within 5 seconds of receiving your alarm. They can even see and speak to intruders to stop them in their tracks. Those are my favorite videos, when there's an intruder in the house and then they hear the Simply Safe system talking to them and they stop and they run out. Love watching those. You'll never be locked into a long-term contract, so you can cancel at any time. Pricing is transparent and affordable at less than $1 a day with no hidden fees ever. Simply Safe has been named Best Home Security Systems by U.S. News & World Report for 5 years running. It offers the best customer service in home security, according to Newsweek. It's easy to install, easy to activate your Simply Safe system in less than an hour, or choose professional installation to have a pro do it for you. Protect your home with 50% off a new Simply Safe system, plus you get a free indoor security camera when you sign up for Fast Protect monitoring. Just visit simplysafe.com/PMT. That's simplysafe.com/PMT. Simply Safe. There's no safe like Simply Safe. Part of my take is also sponsored by BetterHelp. Kids are always learning and growing, but as adults, sometimes we lose that curiosity. What's something that you'd like to learn? Gardening, a new language, maybe how to finally beat your best friend in bowling? Therapy can help you reconnect with your sense of wonder because your back-to-school era can come at any age. If you're thinking of starting therapy, give BetterHelp a try. It's entirely online, designed to be convenient, flexible, and suited to your schedule. Just fill out a brief questionnaire to get matched with a licensed therapist and switch therapists at any time for no additional charge. Rediscover your curiosity with BetterHelp. Visit betterhelp.com/PMT today. Get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/PMT.
Okay, should we talk Chiefs Bengals first?
Let's talk about it, Big Cat.
So, Chiefs outlast the Bengals. Bengals looked a lot better.
Yep.
A lot better.
Joe Burrow looked okay.
Yep, Joe Burrow looked okay. I was like, walked away from that game saying the Bengals that I thought the Bengals might be in trouble. I was teetering on that with the wrist and everything and the water bottle. I do not think the Bengals are in trouble. They just couldn't beat the Chiefs because the Chiefs just are inevitable.
Yeah, they're
I've
inevitable.
said it a million times. We had one of the coolest interceptions ever by the Bengals. A one-handed grab down the sideline, and it was like this incredible play. Cam Taylor-Britt. And then like 3 plays later, Joe Burrow fumbled in the end. Everyone stopped playing, and the Chiefs ran in for a touchdown.
Yeah, and Cam Taylor-Britt was the guy that was talking shit about Xavier Worthy.
Yes.
And Xavier Worthy didn't beat him. Patrick Mahomes had, like 154 yards passing today?
Yeah.
So they limited him a little bit.
Xavier Worthy was 2 for 17, so he was kind of right.
But there's an issue that I've seen creeping up, and it showed its head today. Maybe you'll agree with this. That last flag of the game.
Yeah.
A lot of people have Chiefs derangement syndrome when it comes to the refs.
Oh, yeah.
A lot. And it's an issue. So occasionally the Chiefs will get calls, and I think the biggest difference is with the Chiefs, if they get a call that's borderline, they make you pay for it, and they end up winning the game usually if they get one thing that goes in their favor. This was a perfectly normal call, and then you see all the people like across the NFL media landscape posting still shots of what appears to not be pass interference.
Correct.
It was very clearly pass interference.
Yes.
Listen, the Chiefs, we can complain about the Chiefs being thieves of joy, but it doesn't always have to be the refs gave a win to the Chiefs.
It's even one. I completely agree with everything you said. It's one more than that because it is the Bengals.
Yes.
And listen, we love Joe Burrow. We've spent some time in Cincinnati. Bengals fans, for the most part, are very good people. They also probably lead the league in online like screen grabs, posting them constantly. This all started maybe with the DeMar Hamlin stuff and like it's not fair that we're doing a coin flip, all this shit. But Bengals fans and Chiefs fans is a very combustible situation. And then you add a defensive pass interference, which I agree was pass interference. And you have what's going on right now where we have the minute you have reply guys quoting the NFL rule book, you know you're in too deep.
Yes.
And then I don't know if you've seen this, PFT, but Bengals fans have now also, and I'm not judging Bengals fans because I would do the same thing. So I just want that on the record that Bengals fans, you have every right to be upset about this, maybe for like 2 days. Then you got to get on with the season. They found a holding call that was missed on that same play. So they're now screen grabbing that and throwing it under every single reply. But you're absolutely right. The Chiefs are very, very hard to beat. So if they get any call late in the game, whether it's warranted or not, everyone's going to be like, this is bullshit. The Chiefs already are really good. Why are we helping them out at all?
Yeah, and if you remember that game last year where Mahomes did not get the call.
Correct.
And then after the game.
Packers,
And then after the game, he was like, no, I'm not going to blame it on that. I'm not going to complain about that.
I'm going to yell at my wide receivers.
Yeah, like sometimes the shit doesn't go your way. And I get it, too, if you're a Bengals fan because you're furious. You played good enough to win. You lose at the last second. So you are – and you can find all the screenshots that you want. If you just look at every play, you can just pause it, and it'll be blurry enough and take a picture, be like, look, our guy got held on that one. You didn't call it. You have to have – you can't just be like – okay, I admit it, we lost, great game, Chiefs. You have to fight it for a little bit.
Yeah, you have to.
You have to fight it, and you have to be like, well, we didn't really lose. The refs fucked us.
Yeah.
And that'll make you go to sleep a little bit better if you can be angry at somebody that's not your own team.
Right.
Or just, you want to delay accepting the fact that the Chiefs are just really good when it counts.
Right.
And they just are.
We should note there was that one game where he did complain.
Yes.
Remember he went up, I think he went up to Josh after a game and was like, that was bullshit and you know it.
Yeah.
He apologized afterwards.
Yep.
But that was heat of the moment. Bengals fans are in heat of the moment right now. You get a 48 hours, go off, say everything you want. It's going to make you feel a little bit better. It's not going to change anything.
Yeah, screen grabbing.
But it will make you feel better.
Screen grabbing the NFL rulebook is a wild move.
Right. But
especially the one that was going around, which was like, you don't have to call pass interference if the defender's making a normal play of the ball and they're not like trying to move the other guy out of the way. Then you could say that about almost every pass interference. You'd be like, look, I think he was trying to make a play on the ball.
And here's a pathetic fact about all of us. And I'm talking to all the listeners, all of us in this room, and this is just the truth. When you get screwed in a game like this, when you think you get screwed in a game like this, because, again, we don't think that they got screwed. That was the right call. When you think you get screwed in a game like this, sometimes the best coping mechanism is to get in a hours-long argument with a random person on Twitter.
Yeah.
That's what you do. You just you go back and forth with someone and you try to actually them, and you never get to an actual point that makes any sense whatsoever. And you guys will never see eye to eye, but it kind of brings off the stress, and you're like, hey, you know what? I feel better that I just had a 2-hour argument with Fart Sniffer 69, and I don't even know where he is.
Yeah, then you just get really mad at Fart Sniffer.
Yeah, right.
And you're like, this guy online, and then when
you block him.
Then when he makes a good point, you just stop responding to the conversation.
Yeah, agree to disagree.
And you move on. But you can see how the Chiefs are just morphing everybody into like a conspiracy theorist.
Yes.
When they win these types of games.
Correct.
It's Chiefs-a-gate.
Right.
Is what it is. And they're just like, this cannot be how the game ended. You must have cheated. I'm going to get to the bottom of this.
It's kind of like the Super Bowl against the Eagles.
Yeah.
Where there's two things can exist in the same exact universe, where a penalty can be a penalty and you can also be mad that the game ended on that.
Yeah.
That's the truth. Like the Eagles penalty was a penalty. And we all said, well, that was a really underwhelming finish for a Super Bowl. This game was a really good game that was hard fought back and forth, and having it end on a penalty when it felt like the Bengals had the Chiefs on the ropes, that sucks. And guess what, Bengals? I feel like even though you're 0-2 and you gotta start winning some games, which I think you will.
A tough game on Monday.
I think you proved that now that Joe Burrow is back, you guys are the hardest out for the Chiefs. That's a fact.
You guys,
they are the hardest out for the Chiefs. If you ask Chiefs fans, if you ask Patrick Mahomes, if you ask Andy Reid, you hit him with true serum. You're like, what team do you not want to play? It's the Cincinnati Bengals.
Yeah, I think the Bills could be up there in that argument, but if
they haven't beaten them in a big game.
But if you were to ask the Chiefs, they'd say we'd much rather play against the Bills than against the Chiefs. It's not that the Bills are like head and shoulders better, but I think right now I would put them easily ahead of the Bengals.
Yeah, the Bengals haven't won a game yet.
Yeah. What is going on with T. Higgins?
I don't know.
Do we know? Is T.
Yoshi's
Higgins?
next up though?
No, he's fun.
Yeah,
he's good.
Very fun.
But Jamar Chase is in. T. Higgins is out. It's exactly the opposite of what we thought it would be like 2 weeks ago.
Yep.
So I don't know what's going on with T. Higgins.
I think Jamar Chase and T. Higgins, from everything I understand, they just flip-flop with who's got the headlines this week that they're upset.
That's what I'm saying. Like it was Jamar Chase until the last week of training camp, and then T. Higgins has an injury, and then some people are saying it's not a real injury. And T. Higgins had to come out last week and say, I'm not faking it, it's real.
And
so
Bengals,
I don't know.
Can Bengals fans explain it to me? Because I've heard conflicting reports, but essentially, like, what I understand is this all just goes back to the fact that Mike Brown is poor by NFL owners' standards.
Yeah,
he's poor.
He's
like
poor.
He doesn't have the money to throw at everyone, and this is what ends up happening. He threw all the money at Joe Burrow, which he obviously should have, but now he's got to pay everyone else, and it's difficult.
And Jamar Chase says that he's not going to negotiate this season. He feels like they lied to him.
Oh no!
In the process.
That's not good.
So it's not good. It's not good whatever's happening in Cincinnati. And I think it does boil down to the fact that he doesn't like spending money.
Yeah.
You forced him. He had his back up against a wall and had to give a massive contract to Joe Burrow.
Yeah.
And so now he doesn't have any money for his receivers.
Yeah, this is why you just should never draft really good players because then you have to pay them.
Yep. Fact.
What a curse. We also have gotten a little too far with everything that Patrick Mahomes does is the best thing ever because did you hear that clip that Tony Romo, when Patrick Mahomes he just missed Travis Kelce. He underthrew Travis Kelce. It went in the dirt, and Tony Romo, I got to find the quote. He basically was like, that's a winning play. He did that intentionally. It was so not intentional, but another Chiefs derangement where Patrick Mahomes could have an incompletion and Tony Romo would be like, that was awesome.
Creamed himself. Dude, I've been watching quarterbacks that throw that incompletion for the last 25 years.
There's nothing special.
No.
A lot of guys can throw that incompletion, but not like Patrick Mahomes. It was great. I feel like the Bengals are going to be okay. I really do. I watched that game being like the Bengals are going to be fine. They do have to win a couple games. It's the September Bengals.
Well, yeah,
they always get to this point where they're like, now we got to win some games.
They always start 0-2. This is the third straight year starting 0-2, I think.
Yeah, I might have to just bet on them to win the Super Bowl. It feels like they're probably a good price.
They're probably good, yeah.
Yeah. They started in a bad spot. It's crazy to say that the Pittsburgh Steelers are 2-0 and the Bengals and the Ravens are 0-2.
Yeah.
Both badly need a win. Who do the Bengals have next week?
Bengals have the Commanders.
Oh.
Monday Night Football.
Then they badly need a win.
It's a LSU quarterback party.
Yeah.
And I'm going to be staring at it.
And they play, so the Bengals have the Commanders and Panthers next 2 weeks.
Yeah, this feels to me like I'm about to get my ass kicked.
So this should be, the Bengals should get right-ish.
The only good news is that it's not the standalone Monday game.
Yeah,
because I feel like we play worse when we have the nation's undivided attention on our shitty team.
Yeah. By the way, update on Dylan Raiola cosplaying as Patrick Mahomes. I feel very confident in my position that it's weird.
What did he do this week?
He did the exact replica of the run to the end zone to pump up the crowd doing this.
Yeah.
And then he did the jump that Mahomes does where he does a jump squat, and it was weird.
Okay, that's strange. It's strange, but if it works.
No knock on the guy. He's a really good quarterback. It's weird what he's doing. Do you feel confident in it, Hank? You have to defend it because of the Tatum Kobe stuff.
I don't think it's that weird.
Yeah,
I think. Wait, all right. So you just let me hear you out. Quarterback before the game goes up to his student section, gets them pumped up, and stretches.
Okay, if a quarterback ran to the end zone and did the "Let's fucking go,"
I feel like every quarterback does it every game.
No,
you're reaching.
No, Hank. Well, first of all, you don't watch college football, so I can't really.
I mean,
you don't even know what you're talking about.
I saw the same highlight you saw on Twitter,
and you don't think that that's weird?
if you put them side by side, I'm sure if you did that with a million other quarterbacks.
But then you add in the hair and the facial hair.
If the hair it's a trending hairstyle.
I'll agree with you. If the facial hair and the regular hair weren't, if he had totally different hair, totally different facial hair, didn't wear the same shades, and he did the pump up, I would agree with you. Like, that's all right, whatever, that's fine. It's everything. Max, I feel like you're.
He's a fuck. It's so weird,
and
you know that it's weird.
Thank you.
The look on Hank's face knows that he knows that it's weird.
Of course he does. He's playing devil's advocate, which I appreciate.
It's what you do if you're an 11-year-old in your backyard.
They're just
not
kids.
when you're the starting
They're
quarterback of Nebraska. Who's
just kids.
He's a good quarterback. That's the craziest part. Be yourself.
What happens if he gets drafted?
I know.
Like, is he gonna still act like Patrick Mahomes when he's in the NFL?
No, that'll be an electric video though. He shaves the head.
Isn't he like gonna? Is he like supposed to be like the number one pick when he's available? Yeah, like.
And it's not a knock on him as a person. It's just weird.
I think it's so weird. I'm ready to say it's a knock on him.
It feels like he wants to steal his life.
Yeah, it's weird.
It's weird.
So was that Talented Mr. Ripley?
Yeah.
Is that the one where he just becomes people?
Again, Hank has to defend it because of the Jason Tatum, Kobe Bryant.
Yeah.
Just kids.
Just kids.
I don't think it's that weird.
Can you imagine?
Again, it's like you want to be the best quarterback in the world. Why not emulate the best quarterback?
Hank, you are yourself. You are a starting quarterback for Nebraska. Why don't you just be yourself and be the best quarterback in the world?
That's what he's doing.
No, that's not what he's doing.
He's getting the crowd pumped up and stretching.
What if it's just a coincidence? What if he doesn't even know that
he did kind of try to say that? He's like, he said, he had a quote where he was like, yeah, I was playing baseball when I was growing up, which again,
Patrick
okay. He's like, I didn't really watch football, so or what did he say?
No, he said that he was like, why do you wear number 15? And he goes, oh yeah, I was a big Tim Tebow fan.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Right. And it's like you were.
No, it's Patrick Mahomes. Like, it's Patrick Mahomes.
What if he starts dating a girl that looks like Britney?
Yeah, Tebow.
What if he makes his brother act like Jackson? Yeah, memes.
There was also a story that he transferred to Nebraska because the colors of the jersey look more like the Chiefs than Georgia does.
Now, is that true, or is that something that you read?
It's just a rumor, and there were a lot of people saying it.
Okay, a lot of people saying it.
I like that rumor. He's a good quarterback.
Yeah, he is.
No, you guys are
yourself.
You guys are haters.
I think it's very funny. It's definitely weird, but it's also funny.
I think it's cool.
You should start doing it, Hank.
You should.
Not Mahomes. Fuck that guy.
Yeah.
Well,
Hank, you should start dressing like Shannon Sharp.
Uncle Lockwood.
That would be cool. Uncle Lockwood would be awesome.
Yeah.
Double unk.
That'd be sick. All right, next game. Yeah, I'm happy we are in complete agreement that the world has Chiefs derangements.
It is, and it pains me to say that because, like, yeah, sometimes the Chiefs, they beat teams that I would prefer to beat the Chiefs. I'm not saying I'm a Chiefs hater because I'm not. I respect the Chiefs. I respect greatness in all its forms. When they beat the Bills in the playoffs, sometimes I'm like, yeah, I wish Josh Allen was able to beat this team and go to a Super Bowl. That'd be fun. So I'm not a Chiefs hater at all. And you're forcing me to have to show you, like, open your eyes. This is weird to complain about that pass interference call.
I also think the Chiefs fans have a little part in this. They have to do their part where they have to kind of morph into Patriots fans and just
circle the wagons.
Well, no. Just admit like you're better than everyone and you're not going to bother with the peons of the NFL because that's the best. The one thing that I can't stand is when Chiefs fans are like, well, we had so many bad quarterbacks before. Yeah, no shit. Everyone has had bad quarterbacks. You have the best quarterback. Just tell everyone that you're better than them.
Yeah.
That's it. I would respect that more.
Yeah.
Don't get in arguments. Don't say, well, what about this call and this call that went against us? No, just say we're better than you.
Yeah.
That's what you need to do because you're going to be the villain no matter what. You win enough that you have become the villains. Embrace the villain role and just be the villains of the NFL.
Yeah. It's crazy because there are thousands of unique photoshops of refs wearing what appear to be Kansas City Chiefs gear. Usually it's like one or two.
Yeah.
There's like the ref doing the Lambeau leap.
Yeah.
There's that one. But with the Chiefs, it's seriously, I've seen thousands of them that are all different.
Yes. Okay. The Cardinals-Rams, we can do quickly. Kyler Murray was sensational.
Yeah, he was really good. Marvin Harrison Jr., awesome.
Called it on Friday. Yeah.
Awesome first quarter for him. Is the first win over the Rams at home for the Cardinals since 2014. 10 years.
I seriously, Kyler he played perfect football to start that game.
Yeah.
And he was just he was making the right, running at the right time, passing at the right time. Marvin Harrison, deep balls. James Conner might be my favorite running back to watch just because of how he runs. It's crazy that he can run that upright and just roll over people.
It is crazy. Yeah.
It's so much fun when he gets the ball with a head of steam and he's just standing. He looks like a different creature.
Yeah.
Out there.
They're not used to hitting a guy that's upright like that.
Yeah, and he shouldn't be that tall. They don't make running backs like that.
Yeah. It was a fun game if you're a Cardinals fan. If you're a Rams fan,
you're in trouble.
You're in trouble. Cooper Kupp. I don't know if he's actually injured or if he tweaks something. And then Sean McVay smartly was like, don't play for the rest of this game.
Yeah.
You don't have to hurt yourself anymore. We're already banged up to hell. So he didn't play in the second half. And the Rams are already crushed by injuries right now.
It feels like 2022 Rams.
Yeah.
When they had that year where it was just everyone got hurt at the same time and they were fucked.
Yeah, your offensive line is not looking great. 2 receivers that are injured. I felt bad for the Rams in the second. It looked like McVay was just trying to get the game over.
Yeah.
Let's just turn the page on this one.
Yeah, because the Cardinals just rolled them.
Yeah.
And I've said it, but the Cardinals are my fun watch.
They're
fun.
They're very fun watch.
Kyler Murray, when he's healthy, is so much fun to watch.
And that loss at the Bills week 1 looks like maybe the best loss of the year so far.
That was a fun watch.
It was a great loss.
Yeah, and it was a fun game.
And you didn't have to show Marvin Harrison.
Yeah. You knew they were going to get him going.
Save it for week 2.
Yeah. And then speaking of fun watches, the opposite of that was Steelers Broncos.
Yeah, I feel like the Steelers are like that every year.
Yeah.
Not a fun watch, but they win.
But then you add in Bo Nix.
Yeah.
Who has struggled. Still time, but yeah, it was tough to watch. Justin Fields was good for a half.
Yeah.
What was his first half? I think he had 100 yards in the first half and then ended with 117.
Yeah, they just ran the ball in the second half. They didn't even really look like they wanted to score at all.
Yeah, and their defense is so good, and you knew going into this game that Bo Nix would be in trouble. Sean Payton gets the double whammy of what the fuck are you doing, where he kicked a sad field goal because the Broncos have never been shut out at home. So that felt like he was kicking the field goal for that specific reason. That one came, let's see, it was 10 minutes left. It was 10 minutes left in the fourth quarter, down 13-0. They kicked a field goal.
Yep.
And then, I guess because he kicked that first field goal, he did have to kick the second field goal. And then with 2 minutes left, 1:54 left, he kicked it deep. He did not do an onside kick.
Yeah, so he only likes to surprise onside kicks.
Yeah.
There's somebody out there online, Jacob Sanderson wrote this up pretty good, I think. He said, Sean Payton made me suffer today. I'm going to make you suffer with me. So this spells out pretty good. Sean Payton had 4 possessions that reached or began in the fourth quarter today, starting down 13-0. On possession 1, Payton passed up a 4th and 6 from the 16 with 10:45 remaining in favor of a field goal to make it 13-3. In exchange for giving up the ball, his team went from needing 2 touchdowns to needing 2 touchdowns. Fortunately for Payton, he did get the ball back, but this time he chose to punt on 4th and 8 from the 33 with 7:57 remaining, locking himself into a best-case scenario of getting the ball back with about 5.5 minutes remaining, down 2 possessions. Again, he needed his defense to either stop either punting or missing on 4th down, so Payton decided on the second straight possession that being down 10 instead of 13 was worth not having the ball and losing 2+ minutes of the game. On possession 3, Payton faced a 4th and 5 at the 11 with 1:55 remaining. Once again, he chose the path of the foot, making it 13-6 and foregoing a chance to play to win in regulation and to need only a field goal on his potential next drive. So Sean Payton was playing extend the game until the game ended.
It's crazy.
So extend the game works if you end up extending the game enough to win the game.
Yeah.
But if you lose all that time by trying to extend the game, you're actually shortening the game.
It felt like Sean Payton has a secret clause in his contract that who's the Walmart the Waltons?
The Walton family.
Yeah, the Waltons gave him a special clause in his contract being like, it doesn't matter wins and losses, we just need to have the ball with a chance to tie.
Yeah.
And that's how he played the game, because they did actually get the ball back with 9 seconds left.
People watch the game.
And a chance to tie.
You know what? If people are watching on TV all the way through the fourth quarter, that's good for business.
Yeah.
That's good ratings.
It's like some Jerry Reinsdorf shit.
You can sell advertising in the fourth quarter for way more than you sell it for in the first quarter of that.
Yeah.
So yeah, I guess it's smart. They also did a terrible towel knockoff giveaway at the game today, which I feel like teams are 0 for lifetime when they play the Steelers and they try to do their own terrible towel giveaway.
Yeah.
Because what they try to do is they try to drown out the towels in the stadium with their own home team towels. And you don't piss off the terrible towel.
No.
You just don't do that.
No.
It was bad.
Steelers are well ahead of schedule for their 8-9 or 9-8. Feels like. I don't. So Russie is still out.
He was inactive, but also the emergency quarterback
again
today.
Jussie's 2-0.
Jussie's 2-0.
Do you stick with Jussie?
I think you got to go Russie.
You think you go Russie?
I think you got to go Russie at this point because if you go Jussie again, you're essentially playing a game of Justin roulette, I guess, with him. Because if you put Justin back in, eventually he will have a good game that they win because of him. And if that happens before he has his bad game, then you got to keep going with Justin.
Yeah.
At that point, you can't switch to Russie. Right now, Justin has played poorly enough where you can make that switch right now.
Yeah.
And then maybe if Russell Wilson struggles, then you put Justin in.
Yeah.
So I think you got to go back, and then maybe you go back again.
Yeah. Switch back and forth.
Yeah, and there's always one play in every Steelers game. It happens every week where they run like an outside stretch play against the Steelers defense, and they don't block TJ Watt.
Yeah. And it's always a 4-yard loss.
And every week, TJ Watt makes a tackle easily in the backfield on the running back.
Yeah. And it almost gives him like a freebie that just gets him even more juiced up.
But why does every single team run that play?
I don't know. He's such a monster.
He is a monster. He's
an absolute monster. Yeah, their defense looks awesome.
I have a Bo Nix stat for you.
Oh, no.
Bo Nix is 11 of 36 for 212 yards and 4 picks on passes that are more than 5 yards downfield. So more than 5 yards downfield, 11 for 36, 4 interceptions on those. Not very good. And he's treated like a coach's son.
Yeah.
Sean Payton looks at him like he's his son.
Yeah.
And
whatever was in that backpack.
We got to know.
Yeah. Famous backpack. All right, last game before we do Who's Back of the Week. We'll talk a little Monday Night Football as well. The Texans 19, the Bears 13. What would you, Hank, I'll let you decide. What would you like me to do first? You want me to get as negative as I've been getting in the last, 45 minutes that we've been taping and talking about other games? Or you want me to do what is trying to be a reasonable, stop laughing memes. Memes, you deleted everything on your phone. I haven't done that. Listen, we all deal with losses poorly here. I think that we've learned, if we learn anything from this podcast, we all are not great when our teams lose. Would you like me to get really, really dark, really, really negative, or the calm, easy, like it's going to be okay?
Let's get dark first and then do the calm at the end and then move on.
Okay, so the dark is Caleb Williams is going to get murdered. He's going to get killed behind this offensive line. And I don't know how this offensive line is so bad, and we just completely ignored it. It's the old meme, Penei Sewell blocking, throw it to literally anyone, Jamar Chase, and it's incompletion. He is going to get killed. What was the stat? He got pressured, and he did not play well. I want that on the record. He did not play well. He played well for a half. I thought his first half was very good. It was better. What do you do in that face? What was that face?
Well, he played okay.
I thought he played
very well in the
Sunday Night Football, first start on the road in the NFL. He played well in the first half. He did not play well in the second
Still doesn't
half.
have a touchdown.
Yeah, that's fine. Those things kind of take some time, okay, Max? What was the stat? I'm going to find it. 36 pressures on 42 pass attempts for Caleb Williams tonight.
And he was getting hit on every single one of them. He was getting just driven into he took some big shots tonight.
Six times he had some semi-clean pocket. He did not play well in the second half. I do think he looked better in the first half than he did against the Titans. Calmer, hitting some guys. He missed a lot of guys downfield. You could say that's pressure. You could also say that that's just what it is. I don't know. I just don't fucking know, okay? I don't know.
Can I tell you
it's
something?
all fucked up. It's all fucked up right now.
Can I tell you something?
What?
Watching the game, I thought that Caleb Williams was like probably the 6th or 7th biggest concern.
Yeah, I appreciate that. So I appreciate that.
Being honest.
Name a couple.
Okay. I wish we had done. So we taped the first 10 games, the recap of the first 10 games before Sunday Night Football. You've probably already tweeted this at me, but everything we said about Brian Dable and his challenges, Matt Eberflus is 100 million times worse. Those were two of the dumbest challenges I've ever seen. I don't know what the fuck he was doing.
One was right in front of him.
Right in front of him.
You could see him on the sideline watch the play, clearly 2 feet down, and then he challenged it because he didn't like it. And then later on challenging the interception.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was zero chance. Take the flag away from him.
Yeah.
He shouldn't have access to that. He's lost flag privileges.
He has his brain for those two challenges was no different than like my 5-year-old's brain when I watch him do something bad and then I'm like, why'd you do that? And he's like, I didn't do that. Like it was a 5-year-old brain to try to convince someone that what just happened did not happen. We all saw it. We all watched it happen in slow-mo. And then you're like, nah, fuck it. Maybe they'll just look at it and be like, no, it's totally different.
So listen, every coach kind of has that little bit of, I guess, delusion in them where they want bad things to not be true. I think a lot of people have that.
Yeah.
It's a natural thing. What separates good coaches from bad coaches is having some sort of system that accounts for that, where you have somebody that's not as emotionally attached to what just happened.
Yeah.
Tell you, hey, Matt, that's a bad idea to challenge it. You're going to lose a challenge.
Yeah.
Hey, Matt, don't do that. We're going to lose a timeout. They don't have that in place.
Yeah.
That's the concerning part to me.
So yeah, I'm borderline thinking like everything's fucked and everything's fucked. Do you want me to do the positive?
Yeah.
Okay. So, boys, it's the second start. The offensive line is historically bad. People aren't talking about the fact that those 2 interceptions, he actually made incredible plays to extend the play and then had to throw them up, hoping something worked. And the Bears defense is elite. The Bears defense showed up tonight where they time and time again were put in very bad spots, and they kept on answering the bell and kept on making big plays after big plays. And the Texans are a Super Bowl contending team that they went in there and they held them to, I think they had 1 offensive touchdown, right?
Let's see.
Nico Collins
scored.
I think everything else was field goals.
Mixon did not score. Yeah.
I think it was all field goals.
They were all long field goals, too.
We kept them to long
field goals. You held them to extremely long distance field goals. Also, you guys have a good kicker.
Oh, yeah. Cairo Santos, I trust 100%.
Yeah.
Kicking has gotten easy for everyone. But yeah, I'm in a bad spot right now. I know that this is exactly what people wanted to hear. Guess what? You got your wish. I'm in a bad spot. Because I'm actually like worried that even if Caleb Williams, I still believe in Caleb Williams. I don't know if Caleb Williams will survive.
Yeah,
the offensive line is that bad.
Yeah, the offensive line was bad on, was it the second to last play, that sack that he took, where Danielle Hunter just landed on him, just jumped on him like a spider monkey?
Crushed time and time again.
It was all night he was getting killed, and so he's going to be very, very sore. But
and also the worst.
You can run the ball next week.
Yeah, probably.
Colts.
Maybe, hopefully. The worst part is that I think that Hank is going to be proven exactly correct, that like this was a huge mistake having Eberflus come back. So
Hank drafted him though.
And Shane Waldron, like I don't know what the fuck's going on with the calls on this. Like it felt like every single time it was either a false start or the call came in late or Caleb didn't get it or everyone was running around. And I don't know if DJ Moore doesn't like Caleb anymore. Everything's bad. Okay, everything's bad.
Yeah, what was up with him like not running?
I don't know. He was tired. Okay, everyone gets tired on Sunday nights. You're tired right now. You're half asleep.
Not as bad as last week. There has been like I think a 75% increase in false starts in illegal formations across the league this year. It's borderline unbearable to watch.
Yeah. The play calls were getting in late. It seemed like they were up at the line of scrimmage. People were confused. Caleb like knew what was supposed to happen, but he could only like point and grab people so much until the clock was expiring. It looked a little bit out of sorts, but the good news is this is the Texans. The Texans are very good, and it's not as bad as some of the Bears' primetime games have been in recent history.
It was pretty bad. That second half was really tough to watch. I kind of understand why memes cried. I'm going to cry. Can you guys just make me a promise to just don't call him a bust until I say he's a bust? I don't think he's a bust.
I don't think he's a bust.
It's only week 2.
It's only week 2.
That's the only thing that you have to say.
Thank you. It's week
That's
2.
The only
We're
thing
1-1. We're 1-1.
I think you're like he looked bad. But like it's only week 2 and he's a rookie quarterback
For a half.
going
Stop
against.
smiling, Hank.
It's true.
He's doing
it's
the
true.
smirk.
Like people are listening and they just watched that game. Like Caleb Williams did not look good, but it's week 2
in the
of
second
a long
half.
career.
In the second half.
But like he didn't look like a fucking superstar. He's averaging a half of a touchdown. The offense is averaging a half of a touchdown per game right now. That's not good. But it's only week 2. That's the only thing that you got to say. It's only week 2.
It's only week 2.
You can't judge an entire guy by 2 weeks.
Can't judge him.
Let's not. He's looked bad
For the second half and the whole first game.
No, bad. He's looked bad.
Max, he was good in the first half.
What defines good? Like they
compared
scored one
to the Titans game.
Yeah, they scored 1 touchdown in the first half.
Yeah, but he looked good in the first half.
But like you see, you guys have a wrong definition of good right now.
But it was compared to last week.
But like that.
How were his handoffs, Max?
Yeah. See,
the fuck about his handoffs.
Yeah, this
I
is
don't
like
care about his handoffs. I want him to throw the ball. I also
Yes.
want him to have time to throw the ball.
correct, and that is an issue for sure. But like, let's just not sugarcoat it.
That's why I don't care if Drake.
He looked
May
bad in the
playing,
second
'cause
half.
I don't
I
know.
agree.
No.
I agree.
The line thing.
He looked very bad in the second half. He looked fine in the first. Like he didn't look good in the first half.
That's why I was making
He
that
didn't
face.
have a touchdown. You can't say that a guy like,
He led a
looked
touchdown
really,
drive.
One in a whole half of football. That's not like a good half of
pretty good.
offensive
That's
football.
pretty good.
See what?
So
what
we're
Max
looking
is-
to have 14 points as an offense.
Max is very upset because we hold Jalen Hurts to quite a different standard on the show than
No,
anybody
it's
else.
just that we hold all quarterbacks to a different standard. But I understand it's a rookie, but like
He
let's
didn't look
call
good.
a spade a spade.
I
Yes.
agree. I was judging his first half based on the Titans game.
But like that's not what you want to do.
I
It's
understand.
just
Well,
whether
it's baby steps.
Yeah.
So I was basically saying, compared to the Titans game, he looks like the greatest quarterback ever. Then in the second half, he looked almost worse than the Titans game. So we've gone backwards. I admit
week 2 weeks. That's
I'm
all.
not going to sugarcoat
And the
it.
Colts defense stinks.
I have not sugarcoated at all, being like, Caleb looks
Yeah.
awesome. I just thought the first half he looked.
Well, PFT tried to say that the 6th most concerning thing.
Yeah.
It's the first.
no.
Like the
No.
Bears always will be.
No, Max. Okay, here.
Yes.
Max.
No.
I'll give you my
Probably
top
the
six.
What are you
Third.
most scared about?
I'll give you my top
Offensive line
I'll give you
right
my
now.
top my top six.
Future of the Bears.
All
What are you
five
most scared
offensive
about?
linemen
Offensive line,
and Matt
coaching.
Ever.
You can
Yep,
you
there we
can
go.
fix offensive
That's six.
line very quickly.
That's 6, Max.
Fixing a
Can't
quarterback
count 'em.
not easy.
Well, hold
Coaching?
on. Hold on. Memes
Coaching,
is-
yes, but
brain,
but
we all
again,
talk at the same time. Means brain is going crazy. Offensive line is my first concern right now because it directly impacts Caleb Williams' growth and health.
fair,
That's why.
fair. But
That's
like,
why.
that the quarterback is the most important thing always.
I just don't know who would have played well behind that line tonight.
That's fair.
I don't. And I'm not saying that
That's
he's
fair.
looked good because he's not. In week 1, I didn't think that the offensive line looked bad, but it didn't look as bad as it did tonight. And I said Caleb played really bad. Tonight, there were times where I was like, this looks a little bit more comfortable, and then it just all went to shit. So yeah, I'm in a fucking world of hurt. I all my worst fears, it's all happened faster than I ever expected, and it just sucks. Everyone's just I think I tweeted this fucking sucks, and maybe 3 minutes later I had 550 replies, and they were all nasty.
Very nasty.
stuff.
Very nasty. It is funny because it's like the bus meme where Big Cat's 1-1. He's on the sad side of the bus. I'm 1-1. I'm on the happy side of the bus.
Yeah.
It's about the fact that it was a primetime game. It was
I
about
hate primetime
Yeah, primetime games are mean. They're very mean to do to especially a rookie quarterback, especially a team that has lost a lot of Sunday night football games. It's
8
mean.
in a row.
It's very mean. And I didn't like the Bears uniforms.
I hate the fucking
I
orange
didn't like the traffic cone helmets.
The best way I could describe the Bears' orange uniforms when they wear them is like it looks like a 7-year-old's playing Madden. And they're like, let me just do this combo of cool uniforms.
It's bright. I like bright colors.
They're just the Bears have a great uniform. Why fuck with it? But yeah, everything's bad. Everything sucks. Caleb has not looked good pretty much at all. Offensive line is terrible. Defense is great. So it's Bears football. We're back in the same spot.
First half was okay.
We really needed that. We really needed that punt block. Needed a punt block. Need Devin Hester to come out of retirement and then we might be cooking.
Maybe Keenan Allen plays next week.
Keenan Allen would be nice.
Did you see how many he had? Like
a lot of chains.
People were saying that Keenan Allen is overweight. I think he just might weigh in wearing all his jewelry.
Yeah,
I think that adds like 15 pounds.
Fuck, man, this fucking sucks. It happened so fast.
It'll be okay.
It's 2 weeks in the season. I told you this weekend was going to be shitty. Bookends. I had bookends of shit. This is a dumb sport to even be a fan of. I just want to talk about football and hang out with Jim Harbaugh.
Yeah.
I don't want to root for anything. Now, I liked it when memes. I should do the memes thing and just delete everything. Sounds better. And I also don't like when Max is like sitting in like he's kind of talking down to us a little bit, which he has every right to do.
Very much.
Hank always talks down to us, but we expect it.
Max is like trying to snap us into reality.
Yeah. And it hurts.
Well, you guys are trying to get to a winning place. You're sounding like losers.
This is the hard part, PFT, where they can just do this to us.
Yeah. We're, for a while.
And I know you're feeling a lot better, which I understand.
Well, just
Jaden Daniels
those handoffs,
better. No, but he's looked better.
Hank,
he's looked better.
Don't patronize me.
Jaden Daniels has looked better.
You patronized him.
No, Hank, it was one handoff. It wasn't all his handoffs. And you haven't even seen it, so you're talking out of your ass.
Impossible to find. Literally impossible to find.
Have any of the first-round quarterbacks thrown a touchdown pass?
I think Bo Nix may have thrown one last week.
Did he?
Did he?
I think he threw one late. Yeah.
Because this would make me feel a little bit better where it's like, dude, maybe it's just really hard right now for rookies to come into the NFL.
No, he did not throw a
touchdown. All right, so pass. No
rookie quarterback has thrown a touchdown yet.
Wow. Well, that's good. I think.
No, I think that's good.
We should see if they do. What are you shaking your head about, Max?
No, yeah, I thought that he did, but I was shaking my head.
I wonder.
No. Oh, he ran one. That's what I'm thinking of.
Oh,
yeah, he ran one.
I wonder if DraftKings can do a bet next week because you play it Monday
night. Yeah,
shit. I was gonna say it would have been great if we did a race to first touchdown.
Yeah, I feel like, but you get juicy odds on Jaden.
I don't know. Caleb might never throw a touchdown. I honestly think that at this point it feels like there's a force field and we're never going to get there. No. Chris Collinsworth even said it where he's like, they haven't really run any plays in the red zone, so they don't know what to do.
I think it'll happen. It's hard not to overreact to it because he did get his ass kicked tonight.
He got his ass kicked.
You got some good defense, like some exploitable defenses coming up.
Yeah, and also the Bears' defense is very good. It's going to keep. I mean, the Bears got the ball back with a chance to win the game with a minute and a half left.
Yeah.
Their defense is awesome. What are you laughing about, Memes?
You're fine. I'm looking at the schedule. You got a couple
Colts, Rams, Panthers, Jaguars.
He'll be fine. He just got to find it.
Cardinals. Yeah, the Texans are good. They're probably going to win the Super Bowl. All right. Max, let's talk Monday night. How are you feeling? Would be a shame if you guys lost after you've been belittling us.
I wasn't belittling. I just wanted to have an honest conversation. And I think it was good. I think it was constructive.
Did we not have an honest conversation?
We did.
I said that he was bad.
No, we did. I think we had a good conversation. That's all I wanted to do.
And in relation to last week, there were moments where he looked good because he was so bad.
Yeah, you just got to like hang on to those plays that were like, oh, that's a good play. That's a good throw.
Yeah, that's good.
You'll go back and watch the highlights, and you'll just like look at those plays where it's like, this is a really good throw. Someone will make like a all 22 breakdown of the good plays that Caleb Williams did, and then
the bad ones.
That's what you will think of going. No. There'll be a Bears guy who like goes and.
Someone make that for me, please.
Someone did that for Jalen Hurts last week.
Okay,
so that's why I was.
Someone please make that for me.
The picks weren't his fault.
All good ones. Please make that for me. All right, so Max, real quick, DraftKings, they're dishing out an NFL no sweat touchdown bet for all customers. Opt in, get your no sweat token, and place an NFL touchdown bet. If your touchdown bet doesn't hit, you'll get it back as a bonus bet. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app. Use code TAKE. That's code TAKE to get your no sweat token tonight. Max, how are you feeling about this game? And also give us a touchdown bet.
I like Jahan Dotson. A.J. Brown out. Jahan Dotson is probably going to have to fill in that role of like the big receiver in the end zone, or that like an end zone guy that you need to go catch a ball.
Are you nervous about this game?
I'm nervous about every game.
Are you going to the game?
I am going to the. Hopefully, I'm going to.
But are you nervous or like I said, scared? You asked me before the
Nervous.
Sunday Night Football.
Not, definitely not
I was
scared.
nervous.
We're
I said scared.
I think we're 6-point favorites right now.
Yeah. Okay.
So I'm definitely not scared. We should win the game, but we look sloppy. We won week 1 against the Packers, but it was a weird game. The field was shit. It was a sloppy win. I would love if we finished tomorrow winning by like 20 points. That would be great.
I have a prediction. I think defense is going to eat.
Oh.
I think you guys are going to get after Kirk.
Cousins.
That'd be great. I would love that.
Yeah, he didn't look like he could really move around. I got deep into some Falcons film breakdown Twitter last week. Apparently, they're having Kirk Cousins stand with his right foot back when he gets snaps, and the entire rest of his career, he's gone left foot back.
Ooh.
So he might be uncomfortable, might not be fully healed. I feel like your defensive line going to tee off on him.
I would love that.
I think you guys are going to win. I think you guys are going to win by
easily.
Do you know what jerseys you're wearing?
I do not.
That's kind of significant. That would be important because if you're not wearing Kelly Green, right?
No, that would be everywhere.
That would be.
Hopefully,
so
they're wearing
sick.
black. I would like black.
Okay, so yeah, good luck. You're going to the game. Are you tailgating?
Kind of. Yeah, kind of. Yes.
Are people going to be? I mean, you're the king of Philly. You're gonna get. People are gonna be like Max.
I can't find my flight info right now. That's kind of stressful.
Is that why you said you might be going?
Yeah.
What do you mean? You can't find your flight info?
It was like booked for me, and there's no like confirmation. It'll be fine.
Find your flight, and then you're going to the game.
Yeah. No, I got to figure that out.
Be a real shame.
Also, an early flight.
Hank
is such a fuck.
This is the bullshit about Hank though, is that he's so removed where it's like I lose a game, Memes loses a game, Max, if you lose Monday night, it's like ruined your week.
Oh, that would be
Hank, it doesn't matter to him.
That'll be a sad flight.
He's great. He can just fucking just sit up in his tower and just
count the banners.
Oh, Dylan Rail is cool and count the banners and just fucking chirp at us.
Because Hank has the reassurance of the universe that eventually things will swing back in his favor. We don't have that same luxury.
No.
We have to trick ourselves into thinking that it's happening right now for us all the time.
And he just won an NBA Finals.
We have the reverse luxury.
That's the worst part, is that he just won his #1 championship.
Yeah.
You know what
We're gonna
here's the harsh reality that me and Big Cat have to live with, okay? When you have a quarterback, when he releases a pass, we feel an impending sense of doom every single time. I yearn to have a quarterback that when the ball comes off their hands, I get excited. And I'm like, something good is going to happen to me. But until I get enough of that positive reinforcement for the rest of my life, I will just be thinking something bad is about to happen every time we attempt to pass. Until I'm proven otherwise.
I don't remember the last time I watched a quarterback for one of my teams drop back in a clean pocket, like perfect 5-step drop, step up, like 30-yard dime down the middle of the field, the guy's wide open.
Yeah.
I don't even know what that looks like.
And I do mean earnestly, like I want for you guys what I've been able to experience.
But we are the reverse.
But I
where
can't sit here as you guys try and justify these terrible games and be like, oh, everything's great. Like you also have to be
I never
real,
said everything's great.
realistic.
I never said everything. Show me where I said everything's great. Never said everything's great.
I'll take 9 Super Bowls, you take 3.
Well, that was
Deal.
less exciting. We have the exact reverse where he knows that everything will work out for him. We know no matter what happens, we'll just end up back in square one.
Yeah.
I'm literally at square one where the Bears defense is elite and everything else sucks. Square one.
It's just nice to be able to not really care.
I was saying this earlier. Right now, it's gross, but like things are turning out like very similar.
Everything.
Like the Patriots look kind of good. The Bears and Commanders both look pretty bad. The Eagles look good, but like not good at the same time.
The Jets are the Jets.
The Jets are the Jets.
They're jetsing pretty hard.
Well,
I mean, that is the truth, memes. The Jets are the Jets.
We're the best.
The only big winner is Shane.
Yeah, Shane owns the podcast. Shane's a Chargers fan. He owns the podcast. And it's because he's got Harbaugh.
Yeah.
All right. Let's finish up the show. We got Who's Back of the Week. PFT, you're going to do a quick ad before we go to Who's Back of the Week.
Before we get to Who's Back of the Week, it's brought to you by Coors Light. College football is never short on intrigue. especially when they're iconic rivals, but you can add to the excitement on Saturdays. Coors Light teamed up with DraftKings for the free-to-play college football pick'em pools, where you pick winners for a chance to win big. When the rivalries heat up, it's time to choose chill and then reach for an ice-cold Coors Light. When you're looking to keep it chill, there's only one beer to choose. That's Coors Light. The mountains on the bottles and cans even turn blue when your beer is cold. Coors Light is mountain cold refreshment. Coors Light is cold lagered, cold filtered, cold packaged. I drank a Coors Light yesterday. I was watching some football outdoors, and I was watching TV and drinking an ice-cold Coors Light. The mountain was so blue. It may have been the bluest mountain I've seen. When the college football rivalries that you're watching heat up, for example, like the Apple Cup, Hank was locked in, enjoying a Coors Light during the Apple Cup. Choose chill with Coors Light and DraftKings. Get Coors Light delivered straight to your door with Instacart by going to CoorsLight.com/take. 21 and over. Eligibility restrictions apply. Void where prohibited. See terms at DraftKings.com/Coors Light Pick'em. Celebrate responsibly. Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado.
Okay, Hank, who's back of the week? Lay it on us.
My who's back of the week is the Sphere.
Yes.
Yeah.
UFC at the
Hey now.
UFC at the Sphere. I feel like that's going to be the future of UFC.
I think it should be the future of all sports.
Yeah.
Basketball game at the Sphere. That's where the NBA Cup, the finals, should be held in the Sphere.
It looks so sick. Every time I see the Sphere, I'm like, why do I not just live there? Why don't I just figure out a way to get a job at the Sphere?
I don't think you could do basketball, but that would be insane.
Why not?
Yeah, why not?
It's definitely
Wouldn't
big
it
enough.
distract the players? But I guess maybe not. I don't know.
Honestly, who cares?
No, you could probably black out the...
Because like the one-on-one aspect of fighting, it's like, yeah, you're like you have to focus on the guy in front of you because he's literally trying to choke you out. Basketball, you're moving, you're looking around. There's like a little more moving pieces, but it would be unbelievable.
Yeah, it'd be great. You could do the first half and have the Sphere light up like it was one team's home arena, and then second half have it be the other team's.
I'll watch any event that they have there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How big is it? Could they do a football game in there?
You've been. I haven't.
No,
No football in the Sphere?
probably not.
We got to build a bigger Sphere.
Yeah, we do need a bigger Sphere. It looked awesome. Were the fights good? I missed it.
Sugar Sean lost.
Oh.
There was maybe
eye.
one of the gnarliest cuts I've ever seen. You see that
I
fighter?
saw that. Yes.
Fighter,
Yes.
forehead was split open.
I saw that. Also, shout out our guy, Robbie Fox.
Yeah.
Broke news on Friday night. Did you see that, Hank?
I did.
Okay. He broke news that Michael Chandler's going to fight in a fight before he potentially fights Conor McGregor. So it's going to be Michael Chandler, Conor McGregor. Michael Chandler's sick of waiting for Conor McGregor.
Well, I think they're UFC.
Michael
kinda
Chandler, our
fucking
good friend.
McGregor.
What?
They're like holding him out
Why?
because he has 2 fights left on his deal, and then once his deal's done, then he can obviously make another deal. So UFC is delaying him, so he can't do that.
Do you think it might also be that Conor McGregor really likes to party?
Yes,
Because
probably somewhere in the middle.
I don't know how that guy keeps going on camera, zooted out of his mind.
Yeah.
Allegedly. But
Just stop going. Stop going live, Connor.
he's so paranoid to just be on. He's just on TV, on the moon.
Yeah, it was great breaking news by Robbie. He also got Dana gave him $20,000 for his wedding.
Yeah.
That was
Well,
pretty nice.
no,
He went to the
Robbie won it.
Tunnel of Chaos.
Yeah, Tunnel of Chaos.
Tunnel of Chaos happens.
Yeah, Tunnel of Chaos. I want to go back to the Tunnel of Chaos.
Yeah, me too.
The Bears don't lose in the Tunnel of Chaos.
At the Sphere, they could definitely set up like 10 TVs, right? You could watch 10 NFL football games at the same time in the Sphere on a Sunday.
Yeah,
They should do that.
they should do that. That'd be sick. All right, PFT, your who's back?
My who's back of the week is bands getting into fights on stage.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Jane's Addiction got into a little fracas. I think that was Friday night.
Yep.
Perry Farrell went after Dave Navarro as the song ended. Threw maybe the wimpiest, least intimidating punch of all time when he punched him off. I guess they've kind of been like biting at each other's heels for a while. Perry Farrell's been a dick on stage a few times. I didn't actually know that Jane's Addiction was still a band.
Yeah, I didn't.
I just thought that Dave Navarro, his full-time job was just being cool with tattoos on TV.
Yeah,
I thought that's what he got paid for. But
and also being married to Carmen Electra.
are they still married?
No, for like a year.
Yeah, that was awesome.
She was 1-1 for a little bit.
Yeah,
Long time
She was
Yeah.
great.
for me.
Well, it was like her and Pam were like Sosa McGuire. So I liked Pam. But yeah.
Both
Armin
good.
Yeah.
Both really good.
Starsky and Hutch, elite.
Yeah.
Sneaky.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, they got into a fight, and it looks like the band's breaking up now.
Damn.
So maybe they took the bullet for Oasis. Maybe Oasis is going to be just fine.
Yeah.
I think you and Roan got to do that this weekend.
That's a good point. I should try to fight Roan on stage.
Yeah.
In Austin.
It'll go viral.
Yeah. That would be awesome. We are playing in Austin on Friday night. Free show. West 6th Street.
Hell yes.
Come out, check it out. Pup Punk. Excited to be back in Austin. I'm going to eat so many breakfast tacos.
Love that. Put it on your Mount Rushmore.
Drink a couple margaritas.
All right, my who's back. We talked about it earlier, but I got to pick a pinky team. So let's do it. I think
Right now?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were going to wait till Wednesday.
No, we got to do it right now. We have 0-2 teams. Falcons weren't. Were the Falcons? Could the Falcons be in there?
They could.
No.
Yeah.
If you're doing it right now,
No,
then
but
no.
if the Falcons lose Monday night, then the Falcons are 0-2.
Falcons
and
are
their
going
team
to lose Monday night. All right, so I think
Don't say that.
what I'm going to do is for the first time ever, I'm going to put 3 teams in a hat, and I'll just pick them out. Is that fair?
Yeah.
So
Lottery ball?
Oh, lottery ball.
okay, we do lottery ball. I'm not going to pick the Cincinnati Bengals. I believe in Joe Burrow. That would be disrespectful to Joe Burrow. I think the 3 teams are the Baltimore Ravens. Yeah. Again, by the way, I just wanted to clear, it's going to be from the, right here up. The tip of my pinky.
So are you going to go to the joint?
No.
Or just
where's the
before?
joint? Here? No, it's going to be like half of my nail.
Got it.
Yeah.
But also the flesh.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I still don't really know. Yeah, wherever the bone, I still don't know you legally can do this.
Are you going to take off bone?
I'm going to not take off bone. Where's the bone start?
I don't think that's possible. I think you would have to take off.
I'm going to take off some bone.
Because if you take off does that regenerate?
I don't know.
I don't like talking about this. I think
you just go full line.
No, Hank, I'm not going.
No, don't. You can't go full line. But
It's a pinky
The
bend.
It would
nail
look
will
kinda
also
cool.
fucking hurt.
The nail would hurt.
Yeah.
All right, well, I'll consult a doctor, but it's not. I have the right to go half nail up. If a doctor's like, hey, man, just go to the line or just take the whole thing, I'll just do that. Either way, every year I pick a pinky team. They're not going to win the Super Bowl. This team is not going to win the Super Bowl. I believe they're not going to win the Super Bowl.
Don't do the Ravens. Don't do the Ravens.
Why?
The Ravens could win the Super Bowl.
I don't know if they can.
Yes,
Their offensive line is bad.
What are the other 2 teams?
Well, I was going to do Ravens, Falcons, and Rams. What?
Rams and Ravens would be scary.
You think so?
No, Ravens is scary.
I mean, the Rams,
Like
they
the
just got their ass kicked today.
Yeah. All right. I should just pick the team that I think is not going to win the Super Bowl.
yes. I don't know why you're like.
You're right. Because PFT got in my head.
This
and
is
he
like
just started
amputating
doing,
part of your body.
I know. The whole point of this was that it's a team I confidently think will never win the Super Bowl this year.
The reason I told him you won't when it came to the Ravens is because the Ravens definitely have a chance to win the Super Bowl.
Correct.
And I was just
I
don't
want this to happen.
I know it's getting reversed in everyone's head where they want me to pick a team that can definitely win the Super Bowl. It's like, no, the whole point of it was that it started with the Texans that one year where I was like, the Texans aren't winning the Super Bowl. I'll cut off the tip of my pinky if they do. Then they went on this crazy run and got to the playoffs. But I still was right and I still believed in it.
Okay, so I know Big Cat pretty well. I'm translating his brain. He does think that the Ravens could win the Super Bowl.
Correct. So it would actually be against what this pick is.
He does not think that the Rams can
I do not think the Rams can win the Super Bowl.
You're very sure that the Rams can.
I guarantee the Falcons don't win the Super Bowl.
Just pick the Rams.
Rams or Falcons to
but
me.
Falcons are not 2-0. They're not 0-2 yet.
Yeah, they are.
No, they're not.
Yeah, they're 0-2.
You guys got this, Max.
I hate this.
All right. Final say, I'm going to take the Falcons. If the Falcons somehow win this game on Monday night, I have to also have the Rams. That's fair.
So you'll have 2.
I'll have 2.
Fuck.
That's fair.
So you're big on you're an Eagles fan tomorrow.
Yeah. The Falcons are not winning the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Like, they're not.
They're the Falcons.
You guys agree?
Well, just because of the fact that they're the Falcons. You could switch their uniforms with the Chiefs, and you'd be like, well, no, they're not winning the Super Bowl because they're the Falcons.
Yeah. Let me look at the Rams schedule real quick.
I could never see the Falcons winning a Super Bowl.
Well, you could see them winning a Super Bowl during the Super Bowl.
No.
Like in the process of winning it. When you're up 28-3, is one team winning?
winning in the Super Bowl.
The Falcons.
Yes.
The Falcons were. They at one point were winning the Super Bowl.
This is really stupid that I do this anyway because like eventually I'm going to have to do this. Yeah, Falcons are not winning the Super Bowl. Guaranteed. Falcons are not winning the Super Bowl. I believe it. End the season.
But if they win on Monday night, then
I have to take the Rams.
Yep.
Tip of the pinky. Anything else? Do you have a who's back, Max? Oh, I do want to say who's back of the week. I'm so excited for playoff baseball.
Yeah, that's not back yet.
Yeah, but
coming.
I can feel your anxiety, and I'm excited to.
Nothing makes me more anxious than playoff baseball.
I know, because
Nothing.
it's the most. I mean, playoff hockey, yes, but playoff baseball, I think, is just a different beast. That playoff hockey, things happen so fast that you can't even register it. Playoff baseball, you just sit there and you're like, well, here we go, like another pitch, another. You just have so much downtime to like. Let it all wash over you.
Every pitch feels like 20 minutes.
Should we all bet on the Phillies with him?
I bet on the Padres, but I can also sprinkle on the Phillies.
I'm going to bet on the Phillies with you. Why can't I? Can I do that?
Sure. I mean, Dave's already on the Phillies, so it doesn't matter at this point.
Yeah. All right, maybe I'll just watch. I'll just bet him game to game.
I'm on the Pods as well.
You are?
Yeah, let's go.
What's the number?
Well, I had that. It's the first time winner from like.
Oh, I forgot about that.
I put it in forever ago, but
remember he did that bet? A team to win the World Series for the first time.
Are the Brewers in the playoffs?
Yes.
So Brewers, Pods.
Did the Brewers just clinch?
They might have. The Cubs just kept on losing games.
Because Rockies, Mariners, and Rays are not in it.
Correct.
So Brewers or Pods.
And
yeah.
What were the odds on that one?
Plus 900.
All right, good luck.
It's pretty good.
That's going to be great. That's going to be fun. Shane, congrats on 2-0. You're the king of the podcast.
Well, also Max. Max is 2-0.
Yeah, Max is 2-0, and I have the Falcons.
Stop it.
All right. Good show, boys. We'll talk college football on Wednesday. Numbers.
9.
3.
8.
20? Did you not pick a number yet? Wait, what number did you pick, Big Cat?
I haven't.
Oh.
3.
56.
I don't understand why you keep doing the number thing with me. I already won.
Yeah, I don't either. I don't know why I'm doing it either.
Yeah.
I have no idea.
97 Pug. Congrats on the win, Pug.
There's a number. There's a ball up there.
There's a ball up there.
What
What number would that have been?
It would have been 83. What congrats on what win for Pug?
Eagles.
Oh,
yeah.
You guys are jerks.
It comes from a place of pain. You get that, right?
Yeah. I know.
Like it's pain. All right, numbers. Say it again.
3.
29.
56.
97 Pug.
20.
Yep.
Bang.
Damn it.
It does. It really at this point.
This podcast is over.
I don't really
Love you guys.
know what to do.
Love you guys.
Because I'm just a winner.
Love you guys.
I'm just a winner. I'm specifically just a winner.
Love you guys.
All right.
Congrats, Max.
Yep.
Congratulations, Maxwell.
20.
Christopher.
20. 2-0.
Yep.
Meant to be.